currently suffering at the hands of the curse that has befallen her. Through your discussions of the situation surrounding your inevitable and mysterious transportation to the land of Barovia, she came to the conclusion that someone in Alluvio has to be responsible for the occurrence, with her positing that someone either has gotten inside information by destroying protections they had at the castle, or that there was a traitor in their midst. There may be a portal gate of some kind that may have been installed in the Cinderwood that the capital is yet to discover, which resulted in the fact that the rest of you ended up in the valley. With this in mind, she has beseeched you all to keep an eye out for documentation that may lead to evidence or leads on who can be responsible for the situation or how to fix it. Eventually, as well, you discuss your future plans to visit the Witch of the Witch of Berez, Baba Lysaga, to attempt to remove her from power. Upon this declaration, a were-raven who accompanied Arya, named Muriel, provided you with extra information about the area you are going to cross through, as well as information the were-ravens have on the witch as a powerful spellcaster. But the key point is that she travels in a giant skull that flies, which will make her difficult to reach from some of the party. With this in mind, Arya gifted you some magic items, some on loan, to try and bridge this difficulty as much as she could offer. And so we pick back up after your travels into the swamp of the ruined village of Brez, and my music stopped.
It's Fireball.
No.
I don't even have.
Haven't even finished my entrance. I'm trying to figure out where we pick up. Where is it? All right, so we pick back up as you finish traveling into the swamp at the end of the night, into the very ruined village of Berez. Your feet sink into the mud when standing still too long, with the remains of the road stretching out before you, part of them flooded by the nearby Luna River. The road giving a slight benefit and relief from the constant sucking and capturing mud that tries to grab your feet every time you walk. The stagnant water here leaves a slightly humid feel to the air, with a slight stench of decay and peat moss that accompanies bogs. All around you, mosquitoes buzz, biting you every now and then, with large groupings of them flying into the distance just out of reach. The night sky hangs above you high. Flanked on either side of you are the peaks of Mount Gacchus in the range that accompanies the valley. The trees and air around you blow with a slight wind breaking up the stale air, where in the distance you see small light points from a structure around 200 feet away from you, with the occasional movement you can see from within as the shadow interrupts the lights. I would ask that you all take this time to arrange your characters in a marching order, please.
I would like to remind Aurora to do mage armor.
I would like to thank and do so.
Yes,
I like it. Oh, yes.
All right. Nope. Marching order in that area.
Back.
Yeah.
Really hard not to be on top of each other, though.
Yeah, probably.
If you can walk in this area, obviously the river is there. The river is the area to the right, basically. The other smaller streams are shallow enough to walk through. However, it is anything but the road is difficult terrain.
Okay.
Oh,
Good to know.
Go to the back. I really need to find a different character portrait for Esmeralda so I can see her better on my maps.
So, Grace accidentally deafened halfway through you talking. Was there any signs of, like, any movement ahead or anything? Or did you not say anything?
Yeah, so ahead of you, like 200 feet. You can't make out details, hence it's still dark over in this area. You can see around like 200 feet in front of you around that range. It could give or take a few, depending on how much further you go. That there is a structure. There's a darkened feature against the night backdrop because there's not much light in this area, where there is light coming out of some kind of structure because you can see kind of like just little square spots of light that seem to be coming from a home or some kind of building, where you can see occasionally movement behind and interrupting the light occasionally within.
Okay. I'm assuming we're going to start there.
Well, we got to get our marching order first.
Yes, I need to know.
Well,
Dylan, were you
I'm at the
able to
front.
move your character around?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you were in the area you wanted to be in.
Keep grabbing the wrong mouse and pressing the button and being like, why can't I talk?
I keep
I have my
typing on my laptop.
and my desk.
I've got my
Yeah, I was
phone
typing
balanced
on
on my
my-
laptop screen.
I got my main desktop keyboard right in front of my laptop keyboard, so I keep typing on that and like, why is nothing?
Yeah, I've done that plenty of times.
But yeah, we should probably have Aurora towards the middle, and then if Esmeralda wants to be in the back, that's good. We could probably just make like a tank sandwich, so we could have like me
Tanks.
and well, we have like 3 tanks and Esmeralda, and our weakest people are probably Vincenzo and Aurora.
How many hit points do you have, Genduzi?
87.
87.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just be honest, just so you guys know. Esmeralda has around like 82 hit points total.
Okay, so she's somewhere between me and Gwen.
Yeah, for stat purposes of you guys wanting to plan, she has an armor class of 17 with 82 hit points.
She has the
And
highest
she has-
AC.
Well, yeah, technically Ollie has the highest AC. Isn't it 19 now?
Oh yeah, Yalia has insane AC. I always forget about Yalia.
To do a
Is it 20 or 19 now? I forget.
19. I'm
That's
tempted
right.
to put it up to 21, but I feel like that's not going to
Shield of Faith.
Yeah.
I mean, I
she's
can
done
go
it
up to
before.
like 22 if I
Yeah.
throw up a shield.
Yeah,
So can
but
Aurora.
I feel like it's probably best to not do that because I want to do something that would help with saves because I feel like that's going to be the big thing. So I have
Yeah,
a
against
plan.
casters, you want saves more than AC.
Mhm. Yeah, Esmeralda is melee and caster.
Okay.
She isn't like a specific class. Like I don't know what class she is technically, because if she had a prepare, well, so she's like, she has wizard spells, but she's definitely like a homebrew multi-class like situation.
Yeah.
because she's got other features.
Quite well rounded. Like, wow.
But yeah, it's probably Ganduzi, then me, then Vincenzo and Aurora, and then Yalia and Esmer.
Who at this point is going to speak up. Have you all fought any of these creatures before? I can assume you have not fought the witch, but have you ever fought any of her construct thingies?
Yes, we
I'm
have.
gonna look at the other guys.
Yes, we have.
Which one?
Any pointers?
The scarecrow thing.
Oh, yeah.
Does fire work?
Bless you.
Yes, fire.
Fire, yeah.
You remember that fire, particularly, they were vulnerable against.
Oh, I have an idea.
And that they had a gaze that would stun you.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't remember that.
That would paralyze you if you failed your saving throw against them.
Do I remember what saving throw it was?
Make an intelligence
Mhm.
check.
Aurora.
Well, it would have been intelligence. Oh, it's-
Two.
oh,
You don't.
because you went to pick up the D8 and so was it D10? And I was like, that's not a D20.
Yeah, no, sorry, that's not on Aurora. That's on y'all to write down those notes.
I'm pretty sure it was wisdom.
Aurora is the lore sync and name sync. She can be that, but monster stats, I leave that on you guys to write down and make note of it during the fights if you wish
Oh,
for future notice.
okay. So I feel like before we do anything, I have this potion of necrotic resistance. Obviously, I don't need it, and I don't know who to give it to because obviously you don't need it, and I'm assuming Aubrey doesn't need it either because of our heritage. So
It's between them two.
yeah, but I don't know who to give it to because I feel like I always give things to Aurora. But I feel like that's because Aurora's very squishy.
I mean, I feel Aurora is capable enough of staying out of hand-to-hand combat that she might not need it. But the issue with giving it to Vincenzo is Vincenzo's always a monkey, and I'm not sure if it'll keep like if it'll stay between its paws.
Does anybody
I
know
don't think it
whether
does
it's
with polymorph, unfortunately. I think polymorph is
Are we gonna
very
need
specific
it
when it
now,
comes to
or is it
things
Then I
better
guess it
to
goes
save
to
it for-
Aurora.
It's just a thought for later.
it's kind of like the same thing with like beast shape when it comes to you like can't benefit from your items that you're using. So if he took it before, I want to say that technically it was like you're shifting forms into a completely new form, so I don't think it would benefit the giant ape because it's a completely different form that you're taking. At least that's kind of how I want to. They don't give me this rule, but I want to say that should probably make sense to me considering you don't benefit from like your items. So if you take something before and your items were benefiting you before and you change shapes and that you can't benefit from them in the new shape, then that should technically apply to potions.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I want to say that.
I mean, my abilities don't
Oh.
transfer over, so I
Yeah,
feel like
that as well.
Because
I mean, like, if something gets cast on you while you're in that form, then that's a different story.
Hmm.
But I'd say when you're switching forms, I'll keep it that same way ruling.
I'd be smart enough to drink it while I'm an ape.
Perhaps
Would I drink it as an ape?
You could drink it. It would still be a bonus action to drink it. However, the situation with that being is that your equipment forms into your body when you are changing shape.
So it'd be the
So-
same case as the rock.
Kind of.
Where is it?
Well, yes, like the rock. Like the rocks. As the same rolling I had for the rocks. You have to take them out beforehand. So you turn into the ape, or you can't access them. So I'd say if somebody else holds it, they could give it to somebody else during combat. If that's the case, you want to hold on to it.
I think you should keep hold of it for now.
Okay.
I don't think we should use it. I think we should save it for Strahd.
Did you get a new
I
camera,
think that
Dylan?
we should save it for at least in an emergency situation. Which this very well could be. Keep in mind, if she is a spellcaster, she is likely incredibly intelligent and will definitely target the people that are posing the highest threats. So just be careful. If she is a high spellcaster, that's I'm aware of, I would assume that. I would assume she has quite a lot of powerful dark magics at her ability, and that does sometimes include necrotic magics. However, sometimes they pack as much of a punch that the resistance might not benefit us who are those who have lower hit points, lower health abilities.
So shall we power on forward? Are we
Yeah.
ready?
I mean, I guess ready as well, am Abby? This is scary.
So are you guys going to be sneaking and moving forward?
Vincenzo?
Or are you going to be just walking?
Ooh, we can sneak.
I mean, like, you can still try to sneak without the pass without trace. I just want to know for my purposes. Are you just trying to sneak or are you going to be walking?
I think so.
Actually,
We don't want to
maybe
give her any
doesn't-
upper hand.
Did save this page. Great past me.
Yeah.
Wait,
Sure. Yeah. Plus 10.
With pass without trace or not.
Plus 10.
This is so stressful.
Plus 10.
I don't know why I'm more scared to do it with a straight roll than with disadvantage.
Oh my god.
That's good, at least.
There's
Again.
2 4s in a row.
You're supposed to be multi-class as a
Sorry,
rogue.
disadvantage.
Can't you see?
No, because I don't have disadvantage anymore.
I forgot that Esmeralda's got decent stealth.
Is there any
That's
advantage to
28.
getting a nat 20 for a stealth check?
You get it counts essentially for the
The
party. It
double.
counts as double successes.
Okay.
Just as a natural 1 counts as double failures. So
Okay.
for the purposes of this, if you got a natural 20, that's 3 successes because Esmeralda got a 28. So that's pretty stealth.
So yeah, that's a 33 with a nat 20.
I got
Wow.
34.
You got
That's-
34?
Yeah,
Wow.
got a natural 19. And I
Hey.
don't have disadvantage anymore. So
I
it's
got
great.
21.
Wait, you don't have disadvantage?
21.
No, because I
She
got
changed her
different
armor,
armor.
didn't she?
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you got to half plate. Wait,
Yeah.
isn't half plate still
Half plate's
disadvantage? I
disadvantage.
forgot. Half
We
plate's
checked-
still disadvantage, I'm pretty sure.
Half plate is still disadvantage.
We looked this up
see.
and we were surprised at the factor. I'm pretty sure that half plate was
No.
fine.
It was.
No,
That's why I
I'm
didn't
looking.
take it.
no, I
Yeah.
don't believe you.
That's
I'm looking
why
it up. I
didn't
was just
take
right
it.
on it.
Don't hurt
Um,
me. No, but you.
Breastplate is the strongest armor you can have that doesn't give you disadvantage.
Yep, I'm sorry, Grace. It's disadvantage still. I think you get that was why you didn't take it either
I'll
was
do
because
this.
if you had half plate
That's
on,
still
also
better, right?
your AC would not be 18 by its base. It would be knocked down to 15 plus your dex modifier.
Wait, what?
To a maximum of 2.
Yeah.
What
So
was that last bit?
if you put on half plates, your
Hmm.
AC would be 15 plus your dex modifier, which is
Yeah.
with a max of 2. So it would have to be
But she's
maximum
got-
of 17 AC, and then
But
her
she's got
like,
the
ability.
shield.
Yeah,
She got a shield as well, so it put it up to 19.
19.
Okay. So I mean, it's up to you if you want to keep it, but
It's
in your wise, it's probably better for you to wear plates because it makes your AC even higher,
But it
and you
didn't.
still have
It didn't.
disadvantage.
it just put it at 17,
was-
even though I changed my dex. Why increase I rolled again.
I should go slightly lower. Let me
So
go
it's
look
like
at it.
26.
I'm still upset. I was so proud of
I'm
myself.
sorry.
26.
I mean,
know
it's still good.
I was so happy.
Grace, it could be worse. You could roll worse.
That could be 21.
It's still success.
I had a deja vu moment because I feel like I've had this moment in a dream a couple of weeks. Anyway,
Let me look at your armor really quick to make sure nothing's freaking out on my end.
Maybe change your armor back to what it was and see if it lowers it
you
again.
can, but I'm pretty sure.
Do you remember what it was? When you gave
It was
it to,
plate mail.
Plant mail. No, I don't have
you
that.
gave it to Vincenzo to put in the bio holder.
All right, so I'll just
Did you?
Here.
pretend I do.
I don't know.
believe.
I lost it.
Chainmail. Hang on.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I've just
Maybe
read
that's why your dex modifier it's higher is because you had chainmail. And chainmail, I thought you had plates. Chainmail is 16 armor class, so that might be why it didn't change that much when you put your
Yeah,
other one
probably.
on. So my thought is if it was, I'm gonna mess with your page really quick,
it was
so don't be surprised if things get added. So I'm gonna put,
So now it's
I'm gonna
18.
just
Yeah, it was 16, but then my shield's plus 2.
mess with it a little bit just to make
So
sure
it's
that
not-
everything's
it's
good
not-
on the other end.
It doesn't add my deck.
Oh, okay.
It's just 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
All right.
Okay.
Grace, I'm gonna
And-
move stuff around just to make sure everything's working on my end.
19.
Oh, I know.
So
Mine would be higher. Yeah.
without half plate, you're at 14 standard.
Yeah.
With plate armor, you would be at 20 armor class, which you don't have technically, because if you had
I was gonna
chainmail, then which is what you was in the bag of holding, then that would put you at 18, which is what you had before.
Yeah.
So you are better off with half plate in this case.
I'm still upset, but it's fine. We can.
I'm
move
sorry,
on.
but you still have a stinking high AC,
No, still.
and you still succeeded in your self check. So
Yay.
I forgot you guys had more money than I thought you did.
Mhm.
Well, it's because I steal all the money and don't tell anyone.
I mean, we've got quite a bit in the bag holding as well.
Yeah, well, this is my personal treasure.
So yes. What's everyone else's stealth besides Yalia's then as well, and Aubrey's?
26
Got a 9.
plus 10.
9
Nice.
plus 10.
So 19.
Oh, plus 10. 19.
I was gonna say, how does that work?
And Genjuzi?
21.
Nice.
I know what?
All right.
I'm really warm now. I think because of that tea. Oh, well.
So you guys all are pretty damn stealthy right now.
Plus 10 helps.
You stick to the road mainly to avoid any of the status effects of walking in the muck and slowing you down further. And you begin to make your way through this desolate and decaying area. As you continue to walk through, you approach over in this area. You approach as this is the road that will get you closest to the structure that you saw before. Actually, I'll just get that ready. So as you continue to walk by, you see old statues that are stinking and falling in the mud and decaying, and you see moss growing on them. You see buildings that are broken and falling apart, that nature has begun to overgrow them. You see roots that jump out of the ground, essentially, and you see as creatures run across the bog in fashion, just trying to get to where they need to be. You see as the mosquitoes fly by and seem to coalesce around anything that seems to be moving, standing still too long. And as you continue to approach after time, so if you guys want to move all your characters over there,
Yeah, don't want 'em.
you guys don't really get, there's nothing that really impedes you in this area if you continue to walk through and continue to approach the home. Roll 20, let me do my thing. Please stop. Please stop breaking on me. I forgot that I can't really yell too much more because it's damn map's so big.
And the map.
So as you begin to approach the area, stealthily, not making much of a noise, you can see
Taylor Swift.
a
Huh?
hut in the distance. A small hut. It's not too big of a structure, but it is there and is currently occupied. Just trying to reveal the. I did not think revealing the map was gonna take this long for me to try to get the fucking map revealed.
Oh,
Without these awkward parts.
hello.
So, anything beyond here, like on the path, is
Rough terrain.
terrain, right?
Yes.
Half movement
So you can
speed.
see in the distance at least 5 different scarecrows. 5 scarecrows that have made their purchase in the mud, seemingly unmoving, though you are known to it to be otherwise. There is a. I think that's the cemetery. I'm trying to remember which areas are wet. Off the top of my head. Yeah, this is like a. You see over there, like the remains of what looked like it used to be a churchyard, and beyond that, you can see the remains of a home of sorts. What did I put there? Put something.
So, is it occupied by the witch? Do we see that the witch is there?
In the house that's here, yeah, you guys
Yeah.
saw movement
Okay.
within the house when you were approaching. I don't know what these things are, and I don't know why I put them.
Damn, I was hoping there was something really cool that we could go and find.
No, I think that was me trying to put things there. I don't know why they didn't get deleted. But there is a structure here where you can see movement within, which you can assume is the witch. With 2 scarecrows very close by and 3 around the edges.
Are we assuming this is her flying skull?
Yeah, that's her skull. I wanted to give it something because I had a feeling she'd be in it.
I was wondering what that was, and then once you mentioned it's a skull, I'm like, oh, it's a side.
I tried to find something that was a human skull. However, they were very limited when I typed in skull on Roll20. So I found that because it was a half skull and it worked out.
What
So
you
it's
must
like a
realize is I'm blind, and this is super zoomed out, so it's like
Yeah, so
10 pixels for me, so I'm like, what is this?
you can zoom in more for like if you zoom into like 30%, you can focus in on at least the area that you guys are at, as well as the scarecrows and the
Yeah,
witch.
I'm at 37. As you can see, I'm like hunched forward looking at my screen.
Yeah, I had to do with what the map wanted me to do. 100 feet
Yeah.
per square, and I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that I lost my good glasses in the car accident, so I'm wearing my older prescription, so I'm like,
Yeah, that's not good.
my replacement should be here next week.
That's good.
Is it still 100 per square? So this is like...
No.
Okay.
What you guys see is the squares that you. I gave up on 100 per square. I hope you guys realize that. I just was like, we just make it big. We're just gonna make it a big map, and that's it. I did not have enough time to do that. I didn't feel like doing it.
They don't see us?
Yeah, that's what I was
No, because you guys are stealthing. It is nighttime. You are not in the air, like in the open air. It's not. You don't have anything to stealth behind, but you are not making any lights. You are not making anything to indicate that you are there.
I don't know. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's a good one. Like, I'm thinking we either all attack one of the scarecrows.
I mean, I could attempt an assassinate on that one.
Yeah, but you'd have to think up real good.
I've got the dagger.
Oh, right. So it's further.
60 feet.
Yeah. Well, also, I wasn't sure whether to go for them
Or straight
or
for her.
for the skull.
Oh.
Because if we all attack the skull.
But as soon as we attack one,
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. If we all do a.
I can't attack the skull.
I feel like that's fine though.
And we walk in this? Oop.
You can walk in it.
In the river.
I'll say that
Yeah.
one's shallow enough. This one's the lake river.
Oh, okay.
But like, we're gonna make splashy noises.
It's
in the river.
difficult terrain.
We could just time our attacks and you guys go for the skull and I try and take out the first
water beasts are there?
Hmm?
I said, what water beasts are there?
I don't know what would be the smart option.
Well, we can't stand around for too long because of the mosquitoes.
Yeah. What you guys gonna do?
Aurora,
Hello.
you know you like rangy spells. How good's the range?
There's one that has really big range.
Firebolt is very wow.
I know
got a
there's
really big
Fireball is
range.
150 feet.
Yeah. 150, 120.
I mean, I
Let
feel
me
like
do
that
some
would
measuring.
clear the skull.
You'd be able to reach it.
Hey.
You'd probably be able to get her in it as well if you were to.
I mean, she's in a house.
Yeah, that's
But is it not just? Is it not?
What
just,
if we blow up the house?
The house would take damage.
Okay.
Like, if you guys are behind, like, total cover and somebody attacks the cover you're at, then the cover takes damage.
Okay.
However, if you're in a building, I'd say I don't think it would hit her.
Okay.
So maybe you get the skull
Get the skull on that one
and yeah,
and damage the house
Mm.
just cause.
and then do the rest. of
Unless there's
us.
cool stuff in the house.
That's true. We don't want to destroy the house. But maybe
So maybe do it
Okay.
here and get the skull in it.
I should have written that down. I didn't.
and then maybe because that's quite a lot of damage in theory if the dice rolls are good.
Yeah.
But I don't think
But
it'll be
are you
enough.
synchronizing your attacks on the skull?
That's what I'm thinking. Then do we want to get rid of these so they don't stun us? Because that's a full.
Well, I'm going for this one.
And then that one hopefully would.
And that one, yeah.
Especially because it's fire.
And they only stun. They only stun once you've been attacked, right?
What?
The things. Assuming are these the same things that we've already fought?
Yeah, they're scarecrows.
Okay. So they only stun on their attack, right?
It has to be their turn, yeah.
Yeah. So if we can take them out before
Better.
they get a turn.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they have to target you.
Yeah.
It wasn't like when you approached it, you had to make a save. It was
Yeah.
when they specifically targeted you.
So, Vincenzo,
Yes.
Polymorph lets you become any CR creature equal to your level. And now that we're level 8, that means you can be a huge giant crab or a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Don't be a giant crab. I did limit it a little bit to like creatures that at least he would know or have seen before.
Oh, okay. So it's
'Cause I think
more
it is-
like
I think that is the limit as well in polymorph is that you have to.
Oh.
avoid-
It
I
may be
remember
a
that
giant
being a limit
croc.
on a
B-shape.
yeah B shape. Because I'm just looking at CR8 monsters and I'm like, you could be a huge giant crab or a T-Rex. Neither of which is
Could you,
She's moved.
could you be something that flies like a bee?
Huh?
She's
Could you be
moved.
like a bee?
She's not in the same.
I
I
kind
think
of-
so.
I kind of treat polymorph similar to beast shape in the sense that to make it make sense, I would think that like you're changing into a creature that you know of or know about at least. So he could do a giant crab if he'd like to.
Hey guys, let's
See,
attack.
giant
her.
crabs are known. Tyrannosaurus rexes are not native to Alluvia.
Do we see her moving?
I moved her for a second so I could do something.
Okay.
So just like she's walking.
Um,
Okay, so who wants to go for the skull and who wants to go for the rest of the scarecrows?
be a
Well,
giant
Use
crocodile.
max damage on the skull.
Okay,
Whoever can hit the skull goes for
I mean,
the
you
skull.
can.
but Aurora should go
Why
for the
are you
scarecrow.
trying to avoid like
Oh,
the
yeah.
the difficult terrain?
We're just trying to get
No,
ourselves.
she's answering
Oh,
Brett.
sorry.
I'm only letting you know because like I don't think a giant crocodile is gonna give it. It just gives you a swim speed. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, just to blend
Yeah, it's
in
just
with
a
it.
swim speed.
Because it's the reason why this is difficult terrain is the fact that like when you are walking in it, it's very thick and it grabs your like your feet when you're walking in the muck, and so it takes you longer to get out and move around. The swim speed wouldn't really help you in the water because it's very, like I've said, this is a map, guys. Every time I make a map, sometimes I have to go with what I get. This is the deep river that you can't walk in. These are fine to walk in. These are like small little streams.
Marshes.
Yeah, they're like marshes. I looked up marshlands. That was what I got.
So,
I'm ready to.
So I know there's a giant crocodile, so where did it go?
so Kandoozi's going for you.
Mhm.
It's in the
Aurora,
basic rules.
Yeah.
Aurora will go for this one.
With a
So we can
fireball.
hit that one, hopefully with Firebolt.
Fireball.
Fireball.
If I put fireball on top of the skull, I can hit the house and that scarecrow.
But
But we don't do the house.
we don't want it to
Because of
potentially
loot.
damage stuff inside the house that we could use.
So if you hit
So if we
these
go for
and then hit
So
these,
avoid the house.
yeah, so if you go for that scarecrow and
do you want
then
your mouse back?
it hits the skull as well, you're avoiding destroying stuff in the house potentially.
And Kandoozi said you're going with that one.
That's all I can do.
And Aubrey, if she's okay with it. Is it? Is she? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. We'll go for this one.
What's Vincenzo doing?
I don't know. We'll go for this.
I don't know.
Because we can do range, like some Eldritch Blasties. And we can do them at the same time.
I mean, I was gonna polymorph. I'm gonna do it later. I can chill touch from a far distance.
Oh, how far?
120, I think.
Yeah, so you could get one of the others,
Yeah.
like this one maybe, or this one, because this one's the only one that I can hit. Also, Nicole, I have a question about the
Yes.
vicious dagger, because it says if you roll a 20 on an attack, is that like I have to roll a 20,
Yes.
or is it just is it any crit?
It's 20.
Okay.
Nice.
It's an add-on if you crit, but if you're doing it for like your class feature, no.
Okay.
I'd say if the rules say it's a 20, it has to be a 20.
Right, so are we all,
Dragon
do we all
Age.
get the plan?
It's always so loud.
Oh, it's midnight. Oh my god.
Are we doing this like concurrently?
Yeah, so we need to
Yes.
synchronize it all. Like
So it's
3,
Ah.
2, 1, go.
yeah.
I accidentally clicked on Grace and Chris to be my like friend
Oh,
people
hello.
because I was about to like turn their I was going to like turn you guys' volume up a little bit.
Sorry.
No,
We're
it's
trying to
okay.
be
I
quiet.
can turn up the
Oh.
volume, so that's why
I'm
there's a
basically
workaround.
whispering at this point.
Yeah, but you're closer
There's-
to the mic, I think. So.
I mean, but there's
Oh,
also a workaround. I can just turn up the volume,
Yes.
but I just don't know how to undo it. I fixed it.
Is that why you were confused about inputs?
Yes. No, it's confused. It's fine. It's fine now. Okay.
Oh, hey, Penny.
Mm.
Sorry.
So
What are
who's
you
gonna
guys
do the
doing?
countdown? We're gonna do
We're gonna do 3, 2, 1 attack,
at the same
and
time
all of us are gonna attack at the same time,
at our things.
and we all know what we're attacking,
Yes.
right?
As you
Oh,
all
I
get
don't
to
know what I'm
deliberate,
attacking.
Esmeralda's just going to be like, I'm just walking over this way as soon as I can. Good.
So those that can
She
do
wants to
ranged
move up.
spells are going to
Eldritch
attack.
Blast
We're
especially.
gonna attack
Huh.
the skull. We need to destroy the skull to keep her.
So you
grounded.
want me and Aurora to focus on the skull?
Yes, and Yalia.
But Aurora's focus is on,
Aurora's focus is
This
to do
scarecrow.
damage to the skull,
so
but
she
also
won't
attack
attack
the
the
scarecrow.
house.
I'm
So
gonna
do you want
attack
me-
this one, and then
Do you care if I hit the house?
We're gonna try not to.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
For
yeah.
loot purposes.
Perfect.
You want me?
Potential loot purposes.
Potential loot, of course, of course.
So, Vincenzo, if you can attack that one or that one, then do it.
Okay.
You guys have your surprise round planned out?
Yes.
Keep in mind this is that after this is over, you will likely go into initiative.
Mhm.
So if you make it, I'd make your decisions now.
Rage as soon as we say 2, I'm gonna rage and throw. Can I do that, or is that not a thing?
Why didn't you just rage right before?
Can I rage just before I throw?
I believe rage only works on melee attacks, but you can still get the damage resistance.
Yeah. So like you could still rage and then you can maintain your rage because you're doing attacks.
Mm-hmm.
But I do also believe that it's, let me go look it up really quick.
It just says with strength weapons, so yeah.
Yeah, and that's not a strength weapon, that's a
Yeah.
dex weapon. So you can still rage, maintain your rage so you can rage earlier because this is a surprise round. You treat it like your round.
Yeah.
This is essentially an extra combat round where the enemies are unaware of you, so you're doing a surprise.
So Nicole,
Yes.
since fireball is a 40-foot diameter, if I
Mhm.
put it in that center point where I just put the line on it, would that
Can you
hit
do it
both
again?
the scarecrows and the skull?
Can you put it again? I
Do you
missed
see
it. I
the
was looking
arrows?
at something.
Well, I guess it disappeared. 1 second.
Oh, I didn't
I
even
didn't
see
even
that
see
one.
that.
If I went like this, where it has
Yeah.
a 20-foot marker, if I put it
Yeah,
right
that's
there, it would
fine.
hit all 3. Okay,
Yeah, you'd hit all 3.
awesome.
No, you'd
If
only hit
Aurora
the
would
one
like
in the
to
middle,
do
I think.
similar, she can. Oh,
Why would it only hit the one in the middle?
if it has a
'Cause it's
40-foot
20.
diameter. Oh, it is? I always forget what fucking fireball does.
Because it's a 20-foot radius.
Yes, and diameter is twice of radius, so it would be 40-foot diameter.
Yeah, it would be able to hit. I'm bad at math, guys.
Do you like this? It's my new dance.
So it's a 40
But
foot
then you'd
like,
miss the skull.
oh yeah, because it's just missing the skull. So if you wanted to
Oh,
range it,
does it have to be the center of the skull? Because I thought the skull was just that 2x2.
yeah, because it's just again, I had to go. I couldn't get one that was circular. I'm sorry.
That's fair. That's why I asked you before I went, I'm going to
Yep,
fireball it
I
right
didn't
here.
realize. I
Completely
am trying to. I am looking things up at the same time as looking at it.
There's so many arrows on the screen right now.
There are. I'm doing my best.
I mean, you could do it there, but then you're doing damage to the thing,
Chaos.
the house. Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I believe me and Aurora are going to focus on the one closest to the purple arrow. As the purple arrow migrates away from the one I was talking about.
I think I'll just direct the fireball between the skull and the one next to the skull.
I mean, if you put it in the nature of things, if you put it right where I have my arrow right now, you would be able to hit this one, avoid the house,
Ooh.
because that's 25 feet,
Ooh.
and then hit the skull as well as that one. You would miss this one over here. However, you would be able to hit 3 at least there.
There you go.
Yes,
Both
that
of
is
you.
exactly where I'm going to put my fireball.
In the nature of trying to be pragmatic, you could put it there and you'd be able to at least get 3 targets there, as well as the skull.
Okay. We ready for this?
I might attack that one
I'm
then.
scared. I feel like I'm not gonna hit. I just have this feeling that it's just not gonna hit. For me, not for anyone else. I trust your ability, but at the
I
moment,
don't. I'm
I
tempted to switch to a different
go
dice.
for it if you want.
Because you
Yours
rolled a
was
4
really
twice.
Yeah.
These
So,
ones for me were really
Is
good.
Aubrey and Aurora both putting their fireball over
I
here?
think that's what,
Yeah.
from what
I
I
believe that's the
imagined,
plan.
yes.
Okay.
And
thought
then,
they were going to target the skull because they have the farthest reaching range spells.
Yelly is
Right.
also going to target the skull, right?
And then
Yeah,
Esmeralda got bored with you guys planning and walked over here.
she's getting
I'm
ready
gonna
Of
to
attack
course.
this one that doesn't have anybody attacking.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, 3.
Wait.
Well,
This is no, because I wanted to do a spell just before, so I didn't
Oh.
have to lose like an action for this. I'm going to bless Genduzi, Aubrey, and Vinny.
Alright.
And
Mm.
I'm sorry, Aurora, I did want to choose you, but you're technically at advantage on like most magic stuff, so I thought she doesn't need it as much as the rest of them.
It's fine.
well,
It helps
So
with-
keep in mind that you are I'll put a mark above you. You are concentrating
Yeah.
on
okay. I have a question.
yes.
But hopefully I don't lose it very soon.
So we'll make Red's gonna be concentrating on something.
I've just marked myself as pink for blessed.
Alright.
Yeah,
No, never mind.
I did the same.
And you also took Vincenzo for bless as well? Yeah. Okay. I'll put pink. Right, so pink is blessed. Red is concentrating, so you're concentrating on bless currently. How long does it last again?
A minute.
Alright, so you guys are gonna have to make your decision soon.
We're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it
I
now.
just wanted to do
3,
it just before.
3,
Okay.
2.
Wait,
I-
what? 1 second. What was your question before this? Vincenzo or Rudy said he had a question.
I guess I can ask it, but I don't think I'm gonna do it now because it's concentration. But for like, say I want to do like use the flute in a stealth situation, do I actually have to like play the flute? Okay. Right.
Yeah, it's like usage of the item requires you to play the flute in order to cast a spell through it.
Gotcha. Okay. Ready when you are.
Yep,
3,
that didn't take
2,
up your time.
I rage. Dagger out.
Eldritch
So
Blast.
I'm gonna go through everybody's individually so I can manage this. Okay.
I'd like us all to say it exactly at the same time while we're
No,
doing this.
no, please don't. Please don't. Okay, I'm gonna go down the line on my screen. Vincenzo, which one are you tagging and what are you doing?
I am attacking this one with chill touch, and that's a 16 to hit.
Hits. So roll for
Cool.
your damage.
Oh my god, disgusting. Disgusting. Ow, 3 points of damage. I did great.
3. Woo! Alright. I mean, it's still free damage. So that occurred. Then after that, who's next?
You're level 8, so you should roll 2 dice. Did you
Oh,
roll
yeah,
2
yeah,
dice?
cantrip.
I did roll 2. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Okay.
Okay,
I was just making sure.
That's alright.
Most of my other D&D groups forget, and so they're like,
Should've said,
vicious
"Oh,
mockery, and
I
they roll
always
1d4.
forget about the
Roll
extra dice for cantrips. Always. Forgot about it for Esmeralda earlier. Genduzi, what are you doing? Which one are you targeting?
I am throwing the vicious dagger at the one closest.
Yeah, because of the range.
Yeah.
So, roll for an attack.
Ooh. It hits 26.
Yeah. Just tell me
Oh, wait.
damage.
I get advantage from assassinate? No?
You
I
get
get-
advantage because you're sneaking and you're
Yeah.
doing a sneak attack, but yeah, because you didn't do reckless. But assassinate triggers if you had like the attack advantage or you're sneaking and then they were unaware and you attack, and then that way you're.
I thought it was if they were unaware and haven't taken their turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's what I mean. Like they're unaware and you take your attack.
So this is a crit.
Yes, this is an automatic crit since it hits. That's why I'm just saying, tell me the damage.
So does that mean you can add
So
your
I
crit
always
dice?
forget about the sneak attack. Do they get doubled as well? They do,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah, sneak attack gets doubled. The only
Everything
thing
except my extra
brutal
D4.
critical.
Oh, so a D4.
Yes, because it's a dagger.
Cute.
So you roll 3d4 and then what? Like 2d6?
Why is it 3d4?
It's whatever the dice
Two for the
modifier
dagger,
says on the die.
because
It's
it's a crit.
1d4 for the dagger.
Well, yes, but I rolled 2 because of the crit.
Oh, yeah.
You can
Sorry,
some
yeah.
people roll multiple dice for crits, some people just roll the dice and double it. So it's whatever you want to do.
I mainly roll multiple dice because it helps me remember which ones I don't double. Like if I have brutal crit.
Yeah.
Here that is. Oh wait, so it's 23.
23
Yeah.
total?
23
Did
total.
you add your rage?
Okay.
I don't add rage because it's dex attack.
Oh, okay. Right. We went over this. But is that? Do you get to
Alright.
use all of your stuff?
I don't get.
Really
That's.
confused
Oh
by
wait,
Sneak.
because it's an action, isn't it? So I get
Yeah.
another
It's an
dagger.
action. Yeah.
I get 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This one's not the vicious dagger though.
No.
Oh my god, Chris. Keep it
Sorry, I'm gonna use the plastic dice.
down.
Oh, yeah, 13 to hit.
That hits.
Oh,
You
okay.
guys remember these things are not hard to hit.
Oh wait, I never added the +4, so it was 27 on that last one. Sorry,
27,
So annoying.
so
7.
and this one's 7, so 34 total.
34 total. All right.
Yeah.
Noise.
Yalia, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do Eldritch Blast
All right,
On.
on
the skull.
the skull. All right.
Yeah.
Roll for an attack.
Remember, you roll 2 attacks.
Yep. I'm just worried because I accidentally rolled before because I thought we were doing the rolls. And it was a
Nope,
British roll.
I can't process it if we do it all at the same time. My brain would hurt.
9.
That misses.
Yeah,
first
I
one.
I really thought so. Oh wait, I didn't bliss myself. That's a shame.
Noise complaint incoming.
I mean, to be
Yes,
fair
yes.
though,
Maybe.
they didn't complain about dice rolls hitting the ground. They only complained about laughter and footsteps.
Wow.
If it was footsteps, it's your downstairs neighbors too, by the way.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
not
I
your side neighbors.
12.
12 misses.
I told you this would happen. How sad is that?
Aubrey.
I was wondering, can I use my twin spell and do stuff like that? Or
You
not
can
twin
act
spell,
as
quicken?
though it's like your regular turn would,
Okay.
if you like. And you can do that if you would like to.
Okay, that's good.
So disappointed.
So, which one are you? So, which ones are you attacking again? You're attacking the. You're using fireball. I don't remember what twin spell does. I'm sorry. I'm gonna learn one day.
Okay, so I'm going to use the quicken spell.
All right.
So So I'm going to quicken spell out an Eldritch Blast, and I'm going to
Okay.
blast the skull
All right.
twice.
All right.
That is a 19 plus whatever, and then 12 plus. Oh, I actually had to pull this up. It's a dirty 20.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then both of them hit.
Okay. I realized why I need my d10s again. Whoops, 1 second.
I just don't bring out d12s. That's the only ones I don't use. You don't use them
we
unless you
treat
got
it-
like a big sword. What?
We treat it like a regular turn. Was I able to move forward?
You can if you would like to, yes.
Okay.
Just keep
But I
in
can
mind
only
that the
move 20
closer you
feet.
get to like enemies, like without doing things in an open air area, it's more like you will get noticed.
Yeah. But I'm assuming we're noticed once we've attacked anyway.
Oh yeah.
So no, there.
That's why I told you guys
25 points of
before
damage.
this. 25. All right. That's why I told you guys ahead of time that this is essentially a round of combat for you guys, just without the interference.
Okay. And then I'm going to throw a 3rd level fire.
All right.
Does the skull need to make a dex save since it's an inanimate object?
It fails. It's safe. It's
Okay.
an inanimate object.
So
The other
I'm
two
going to
make
need you
their
to roll
saves
me
save.
2 dex saves. The DC is 15.
Just trying to get my numbers on which ones these are. 5 and 4.
Defense of 15.
2 dex saves.
Well, at least there. Move away. Why?
Probably doesn't succeed. One's a 14 and one's an 11.
Where does
It
it-
barely fails. So let me roll damage.
I'm moving on my turn as well.
Let's see, we got 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4.
Oh my gosh.
That's 44 damage.
Yeah. Alrighty.
It's
Let me do my math.
Good roll.
Alright. And then these two are incinerated
Which two? 'Cause
Wait,
you moved.
how much damage?
because they're also
It was
vulnerable to
44.
fire.
Yeah, so that was.
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yikes. So that was
skull
like
still remains, though.
88 points of damage to them. Okay, so the skull
Does
just
the skull
took a
look like it's
whopping
taking
like
damage.
Yeah, the skull has taken damage, but it's
skull
I mean,
took
like it's
69
taken
damage.
damage. It's taken damage, however, it is there. It is fine so far.
I just find it funny that it had 69 damage.
Yeah. Nice. And that's the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright. Aurora, what would you like to do?
I'd cast a fireball at exactly the same place already.
Just roll for
So-
damage, because the only thing there is the skull now, so it would just fail its save.
I like how the other day I asked him about those dice, and he was like, I prefer using the Discord app to roll lots of dice. And now he's like, dice.
23 damage. It's because I'm using my phone and I don't have my laptop, so I don't want to fiddle around.
Alright. Okay.
The D6s are the only ones I've got lots of, so it's lucky.
I think the
Alright.
one that I'm lacking on is D10.
I've done
But then
a
again,
lot
you
of
have 2 sets.
damage so far. Alright. That ends your turn, Aurora.
Yes.
Alright. Then it is
Oh,
Esmeralda's turn.
Chilling.
Esmeralda is gonna.
She's good.
She's going to refrain from attacking currently.
Staying hidden.
Okay.
And that ends
That's
your
cool.
turn. So you guys unleash an onslaught of magical attacks.
3 damage.
Scarecrow's blowing up essentially. Some of them getting hit with necrotic damage, some of them getting daggers thrown at them. The skull, it's taken damage, but it still remains intact. But you have reduced the scarecrows in numbers and reduced one of them, the one that got hit by Kanduzi, looks severely hurt. As you see, as they look, their heads, all 3 of the ones that remain, snap up towards you in an unnatural fashion, and you hear as this like ghostly this like scream comes out from their mouths as you see coming out of the hut now a old woman with a hunched posture, dark robes. You cannot tell too much of her like appearance from the shadowed nature of the area, but looking out right into the direction of where you guys are is Baba Lisaga as she steps out, and I need everybody to roll initiative.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Did you roll another 4?
Different dice.
I know. Do you want to try someone else's?
I've got Yorkers.
Excuse me. I'm rolling terrible too.
Alright.
I swear, I just have this thing where I can't roll a medium amount for initiative. It's either I'm the bottom of the initiative or I'm the very top.
All right, 25 to 20.
22.
All right.
Oh, I think Jen's bad.
Say.
Ian, that was better than his.
Hmm?
You did better than him.
Wait, what did he get? Oh.
Then you had a 22, you said?
Yep,
I'm doing math. I'm sorry.
it's all good.
2015. 15. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. Wait, let's. I closed my monster manual. 15 to 10.
11.
11, alright.
I got 10.
Alright. Esmeralda got 14. 11, you said. And then 10. Amelia. Aurora. 10 to 5.
7,
Five.
but natural 1.
Ooh. So. Genzo and Uzi. And I need to change the music.
Something lighthearted.
Yes, something lighthearted. Let's go put the bar music on, guys. My carefully curated list of bar music. Not indeed the combat music that I have procured for you all. Roll20, I need you to listen when I tell you to play music, please. Alright. So.
Yeah, I don't remember what I
of
did,
initiative.
but my Roll20 doesn't play music anymore.
I don't know what it does either sometimes. I try to look up an example of how to fix the playlist, but it doesn't like me. Alright. Start of initiative. Aubrey, you're at the top of initiative.
This is why I don't like going first. Let's see. I'm gonna do a twin spell again. Throw out another Eldritch Blast and blast the one that Genduzi just hit.
Alright.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that would be this one.
That is a 26 and a dirty 20.
Oh,
I know that would be 20.
And you're sending both of them towards that one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Pretty sure it's one.
kind. It's real hurt.
Okay, do you want me to hit 2 then?
It's up to you. I just wanted to give you that information.
I mean, the least amount of damage I can deal is 5, so I'm probably good with splitting it. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna roll a purple and a green. Purple is the one closest to Genduzi, green is the one that's closer to,
Esmeralda.
Just think about the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
So the purple one got a 9, the green one got an 8.
9 is the one with a 9 is dead.
Okay,
Two
so
hit
the
points
8
left.
is the 8 is actually 12 damage because I have a +4 to my Eldritch Blast due to the incantation or whatever.
Yeah, because of Warlock stuff. So it's 12.
Warlocks are great. Yes, 12. And then since that was a quickened spell, I'm going to use my action to use haste on Esmeralda.
Alright. So that means, let me write that down really quick. Hasted. So her movement speed is doubled.
Movement
She
speed
has
is
a
doubled,
hasted action.
plus she has another action. She has advantage on Dex saving throws, and she has a +2 to her AC.
Advantage on Dex. AC is 19. Hasted. Alright. Cool. All right, you already wrote down that you're concentrating. All right, do you want to
Yes,
move at
ma'am.
all?
I think I'm good where I am. I can reach everyone.
Keep in mind as well, for everyone again, this is difficult terrain. You can only move half your movement speed when you are moving.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that ends your turn. After that, it is Babali Saga's turn. You see as this hunched over old woman comes out of the hut. This light depicting her, she does not look particularly naturally like human, like an old like witch normally would. She comes out and she looks out and she looks at you all and says, "Well, it seems we have visitors. This should be very fun." And she is going to.
What'd you say?
She's going to get into her flying skull with her movement. And I have to remember what the movement speed. I thought I wrote this down, but I did. Okay. So she gets out and she begins to hover her skull, or begins to fly about 10 feet off of the ground, and will begin to move towards this area. I have to remember how far it goes. Since she is no longer impeded by her movements.
Cheater.
I did move that as a damn thing. There we go. Okay. So, and she looks out over you, surveying you all on the road currently. I'd say welcome to Perez, but you won't be here very long, my children. And with her turn, she is going to... So many different things I can do. I have to look up some of these spells because I haven't used them in ages. Yeah. She is going to... You see as right in the center over here.
I tried to.
A large yellow thick cloud of gas. It seems almost like it's coming out of the ground, being pulled from the cloud. So
You cut out that whole time.
I did.
Yeah.
So you see as like this yellow fog begins to encompass you and begins to choke you all almost, as the air is thick and it hurts when you breathe, as this poisonous cloud begins to encompass you. And I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
What did you say was blessed? Plus.
Constitution.
Oh, so it's for the ones with bless, it's Constitution. It's a 20 plus a D4.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I might need that D4 right now.
Hopefully, I'm great. You guys are fucked if I'm not great.
So that's a 21.
That succeeds.
I got a 4 on the in the D4, so I was scared of 17 wouldn't make it because I forgot I have a +6. I think. Let me check.
Yeah. Alright, so you succeed. Aurora, what was
28.
your
Oh.
concentrate or constitution saving throw? Genzuzi, what was
Aurora
yours?
seems to be having some issues.
28.
28?
Yeah.
Yeah, that succeeds.
Hmm.
Dylan, you're muted if you're trying to say
I think
anything.
he's having issues.
Yeah, I think Dylan's having some issues. He just disconnected and his video froze.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'll
I
ask
keep
him if he wants me to
disconnecting.
roll for him. Oh, do you want me to roll for you
I
really
got-
quick while you try to figure it out?
No, it's alright. I got a 9 in total.
Okay. So you fail. Genzuzi succeeds. Vincenzo,
26 with a natural 20.
6 hits. And Yalia,
23.
that succeeds.
Yeah.
So you guys only take half damage.
Vincenzo, did you not roll your blessed dice?
I did.
Right.
You got a natural 20. Plus 3.
My constitution's. Ah! I added the wrong constitution. So, 27 with a natural 20.
Oh, you rolled 4s on your D4.
I rolled a 4, yeah. D4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all rolled
You are so well.
I was like looking for where it was telling me like the damage dice, and I'm like blind and I couldn't read where they were telling me the damage dice.
I'm gonna have to do another con save. How fun.
So sorry. Yeah, because you don't know what you mean.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm just take Chris now.
You
I'm gonna
all
roll.
take 27 poison damage, which would be halved to 13 for those
Which
who
would be
succeeded.
halved again to 6.
So Aurora takes 27 total.
Wait,
Thir-
wait.
Hmm.
Still on 10, right?
What?
She's not unconscious or anything.
She's on 10 then,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. No, down.
And you also see as she looks over her shoulder after pointing her finger at you and says, "Come, my dear." And you see at the end there's a little twitch to one of the roots that are underneath her house.
Oh
And that ends
no.
her turn.
Oh no.
Now it's
We
the
should attack
Scarecrow's
the
turn.
house.
Scarecrows can't get very far.
You better get the axe out.
Are we fighting a warehouse?
Hmm.
They can't get very far, actually.
Bless is gone.
Well, you failed.
Yeah.
Hey, you got
I
you got
succeeded.
one person safe because of it.
I succeeded on my constitution check to make sure I kept focusing.
Those guys.
This one's
gotta-
going to get here because he didn't see Esmeralda until he got right there. So I'm going to make that its turn. This one's going to move its full movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Wait, no, I'd only be able to move 15. Yep. That ends the Scarecrow's turn as they're not able to move much. And then it is Esmeralda's turn, who was not noticed before. Right. So Esmeralda is going to use her turn to... She can't get them in a line because of the fact that she's flying, so...
Remember, she can take 2 attack actions in a turn.
That's true.
Well,
She can take... She has her
double the amount.
multi-attack, so she has an additional action she can use.
Yes.
So, with one of her actions, her hasted action, she will, she's going to look over at Babali Saga, and you can see as she points out to her, muttering some kind of arcane words that seem to hold a forebodance in them as she releases them, and tries to curse Babali Saga. Yeah. And I rolled a natural 17 for Baba Saga.
Oh,
Esmeralda takes damage at this point.
I think my favorite use for D10 right now is to use it as a timer for minute longs.
It's pretty helpful.
Yep. Because I mean, it's got Eldritch Blast damage. You got fighter hit dice, along with like a bunch of
I was
other
looking for
martial
my
hit dice.
piece of paper. I just held it in my hand. There it is. She takes 10 damage from the result of her spell failing. And she is going to instead mutter a curse under her breath, and then a different kind of curse, and then she's going to come right over here and unleash her 3 multi-attacks on the scarecrow. All of which hit. So 8 plus a d6. Plus a d6. 10 plus 3. 13 plus. Does 25 damage to this scarecrow. This is number 2. And while she's doing this, she's going to yell over, I don't care how you do it, but stop gathering together, of it. She's going to fucking kill us all. And that ends Esmeralda's turn.
Oh yeah, I remember last time you told us to stop sticking together.
I moved.
Yeah.
We've tried to move.
You know, 15 feet isn't a lot.
Nope. Difficult terrain's not a fun mistress. And that's why flying is nice.
I can fix that.
And that will end Esmeralda's turn as she has used her hasted action and her action, her attacks. And then that ends her turn. Yali, it is your turn. Your Aurora's on deck.
Okay, first things first, I'm a realist and I'm gonna really move. Don't know why I did that. I hate her. Anyway, yes, please. That'd be nice. And we're gonna try Eldritch Blast again because
Alright.
can't really do anything else.
Who?
What are you
The
targeting?
skull.
Okay.
Okay, 20 total.
20 hits.
Hey, now don't point me. I'll just use this one. Take off the 0. 5 points of damage.
5. Alright.
I don't get any bonuses. And for the next one, never mind.
Natural 1.
Natural 1.
So it was a natural 1.
Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
see. Bonus action. Because might as well try and be helpful.
Oh wait, does Hardkill have a thing for if you start your turn on it? When a creature enters the spell for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Yalia. Because you started your turn in the cloud.
Is there any way you can put down a circle to show us where Cloudkill is?
I don't know how to do that!
Can you
I
not
could
draw
do
it?
a thing. Here, I might be able to do this. Just give me 1 second as I really remember. I will do the thingy. She placed it in an area. It was like here, so I will try to make a circle. You have to hit Alt, I think, to make a circle. Yes, please don't draw. I will draw.
I was just testing.
Yeah. Also, because my my color is black, and therefore it's easier to see.
17.
Yeah, that's it. Oops,
So me and Aurora are just
circle.
barely on the edge then.
Yeah, I was gonna fix it because technically she put it more over in this area, but I have to zoom in to grab the circle currently.
Oh, okay.
She did it so where she could get Yalia when Yalia was there as well. So since
Okay.
Yalia has moved, it is just staying there.
I just remembered I can fly.
Oh yeah. You can do it on your next turn.
Yep.
Alright. So what was your constitution saving throw?
17.
Just succeeds.
Oh, I didn't even need that D4.
I didn't have it to
So-
begin with. I was really
No,
struggling.
she got 21 from the.
Ah,
But
Yeah.
you still at least succeed.
yeah. This is gonna get me
I
to.
rolled low, at least.
How wonderful.
Oh, there it goes again.
Hi, Dylan.
I think it balanced out. You take 18 points of poison damage as you move out of the circle as you begin your turn, and you even when you like hold your breath after the initial one, it still seems to like poison your body as it sinks in through your skin. Oh, I need to mark that spell down for her actually. So
Who's putting in?
and that's the end of your turn, Yalia.
I'm gonna do. How far away is Aurora from me? I feel like she's a bit far away.
Aurora's rather far away. 30.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on Aurora.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Props. I act as if I'm a tank, but
Remind me what sanctuary does again, by the way.
you ward a creature within range against an attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. The spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area of effects.
It will not.
No.
No.
Okay,
But-
that's why I was about to check. All right, and it's concentration.
No.
No.
Okay, I was just about to wonder. So, all right,
The DC is 14 wisdom, by the way, in case you want
Alright.
it.
I'll have to ask again.
That's fine.
I know for a damn fact I'm gonna forget. That ends your turn. Aurora is your turn. Vincenzo, you're on deck.
Give her a
So,
circle.
Aurora, at the start of your turn, I need you to make a
Hmm.
Constitution saving throw.
I feel like she's gonna die.
I got a natural one.
She did.
Oh wait, by the way, Grace, did you have the damage I gave you?
No.
Because I forgot, because you succeeded, remember?
So it was.
It was 18 total, so it was 9.
So I don't know.
damage.
9, yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Much health.
Guess I'm not flying
Oh.
this round, huh?
Aurora, you take 18 damage as well. I rolled poorly again.
First time.
18 damage. Poorly.
I'm now splayed out across the room.
You're unconscious?
Yes.
Round 1.
Mm.
But I guess, like, you can throw her out of the circle.
Yeah, you can. if you want to.
She's tiny, it'll be fine.
So that ends Yalia's turn. Aurora,
He's
I-
unconscious.
unconscious.
Saving throw.
Yeah, I need you to make a death saving throw.
Just a
Wait, who
normal
got the
natural-
periapt?
Me.
Okay.
Because Aurora stays away from damage.
She did warn you guys ahead of time that this creature would target people.
I failed the first
Okay.
death
How's
saving.
that,
throw.
though? 'Cause if you
I got a
did one-
5.
Okay, then that's fine. At least it wasn't a 1.
At least it
That's
wasn't
true.
a 1.
Then that would be bad.
Yep, that ends. Alright.
I'm guessing since it's difficult terrain, if I tried to drag her, she'd go 5 feet.
If you dragged her along the road, that'd be fine. You're moving your natural speed on the road. So if you wanted to move her like up here or out of the radius, that would be fine. You would be able to move 15 feet in that way.
Okay.
If, however, you try to move her out of the swamp, you would only really be able to get her here if you're trying to get her out of the circle, which is still out of the circle.
Yeah.
By the way, also with the last hit you made, Yalia, the skull looks very damaged currently.
That makes me feel great because I feel like I only did about half damage.
Yeah. And that ends Aurora's turn. Then Vincenzo, it's your turn. You need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure I'm doing this right. Creature enters the spell's area for the first time or starts a turn there. That creature must make a con save. I just want to make sure I'm doing the spell rolls right.
Con save.
Con save, yeah.
That is a 9 plus 3. No, that is 12.
You fail, so you take.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
As long as you're still alive.
You take 16 points of poison damage. What would you like to do with the rest of your turn?
Okay. So I am going to Aurora.
Also, by the way, I've been thinking about it lately. I'm fine. I'm gonna recant the like diagonal walking thing because I will make it nicer.
Okay. I'll go to Aurora and I'm going to Dimension Door both of us away.
Alright. Which area are you going to Dimension Door yourselves to?
I got 500 feet. So
If you're 500 feet, you're off the map.
Bye, guys.
But you would have to still make death saving throws. Aurora, until she gets healed.
Yeah.
My
There's rough terrain
advice
over here.
is I believe you should only move her about 60 feet away from me at the moment.
Oh, because you can keep her alive.
Yes.
I can heal too.
He does, but I believe
an action?
Aubrey has better healing stuff.
Right, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I am built to be a healer.
Yeah.
The Healing Warlock, which was
The
added in
healing
Xanathar's
sorcerer.
Rebellion.
I think so too.
The Reading Rainbow.
I'd say don't go closer to Babylon's Eye.
If you go like but then to be fair, she's come she's moved closer, so I guess.
Aurora is unaware of what's going on and contributes nothing.
Sounds
She is unconscious.
Dimension.
I'll say, like, by the way, if you see these areas over here, they could count as cover if you tried to get behind any of those rubble stacks. It would count as partial cover, rather than like half or 3/4. But
Does Aubrey need to be able to see her to do what she wants to do?
I need to be able to see, I believe.
Do you have Healing Word?
I do not. I only have my the class thing that has range. Otherwise, I have to touch.
Okay, I was about to say if it was. I was wondering which one it was. If it was the touch one or not? If it's the other one, it's probably sight based, rather than like
Yeah.
mastery.
You can heal one creature you can see within 60 feet.
Okay. She'd
Oh.
still be able to see her. It's
Oh,
partial
okay.
cover. It's not like intense cover. Technically, Babali Saga has cover right now. Because you see, she's kind of like
Okay.
in the skull, and the skull kind of protects her a little bit. You can see like part of her head.
Not for long.
Okay. Move her like right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check my items real quick. I used it. Right. I think that's my turn then.
Alright. By the way, during this couple of days, is your flute should be back at like full because you had like a couple of days of travel in between when you met Arya. So I just
Okay.
'cause unless you rolled low, I'm pretty sure you should be able to make it to full within 2 days of recharges.
I might have already had it full in the first
Yeah,
roll.
I was just making sure.
No, yeah.
All right. So, anything else you'd like to do with your turn? Any other movement?
No. I thought I had a healing potion, but I don't.
Alrighty. That ends your turn. Genduzi is your turn. Aubrey, you're on deck.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move out of this cloud.
Yep, I need you to make a con save as well.
23.
That succeeds.
Quarter damage.
And I'm gonna move.
Can you Misty Step someone else, or is it just yourself?
Misty
Can you
Step?
do what?
You mean Dimension Door?
Never mind. I was thinking, because I remember when they're climbing the tree in campaign 2, Fjord, like Misty Steps up the tree, but for some reason I thought he brought Jester along with him, but Misty Step is only yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
it was Jester, because I'm pretty sure Jester has dimension.
Jester has Dimension Door.
That's why.
Yeah.
Genduzi, you take 19 points of
Oh.
damage, which would be half to 9.
Okay.
It's
Oh.
Thunder Step that I'm thinking of.
So was that already halved?
Yeah, that's halved by me. I just
So
halved
then
it.
I halve it.
Yeah.
So 4.
Mm-hmm.
Hate to see. Well, not really, but you know what I mean.
And then I can't hit Babylon Saga, can I? I can only hit the skull.
No, you can try to hit Babali Saga. I'm just giving you
Just be
note that she has cover currently.
Yeah.
So her
Um,
AC is higher than you'd expect a spellcaster's AC to be.
Okay, I'm just gonna go for the skull.
Alright, roll for an attack.
You said it was looking damaged, right?
Yeah, it's looking damaged. It's been pelted and
Yeah.
exploded and all sorts of things.
Okay, so this is Vicious Dagger,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
That is 6 damage.
6.
And
So
then...
you see,
Oh. Okay.
it's gotten a lot of damage, the skull has. You see, as hovering, she wasn't hovering too high because I didn't want to use all of her movement. So she see as she's hovering like 10 feet off of the ground, the skull hiding beneath the skull, kind of like Dr. Eggman almost, or Lakitu in this case. And then all of a sudden, you see her and aim, and you throw your dagger, and it pierces one of the cracks that was caused by the relentless attacks of magic. And you see as that seemingly was enough to like puncture and begin to like pry open the skull as she falls to the ground, taking, I don't think it's that much damage for like
probably
I
feet.
think it's only a
10
d6.
feet.
What is it? Yeah.
She could have arthritis.
I hope she
Arthritis?
falls to her death.
Yeah.
Oh, my
2 damage from the fall.
Or about the skull falling on top of it.
Hmm?
I said, what about the skull falling on top of her?
No, she's underneath the skull. Or she's above the skull, so technically she's falling and then taking the damage by when it hits. So the skull, I'm just going to delete it for now. Because it's essentially broken.
First thing.
And you have at least destroyed her mode of transportation.
Okay.
What else would you like to do with your turn?
I'm gonna throw a second dagger.
Alright.
This is at her.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
I mean, it's not bad.
18 to hit.
It depends on
18 hits.
And
Careful with
that
the sounds.
is another 6 damage.
Another 6 damage?
Yeah. And bonus action, third dagger.
Alright.
Now, I haven't bonus action attacked in a while. You don't add.
No.
You don't add the extra.
Modifiers to your
Use it for
attack
the
roll.
hit.
Or your
You use it
damage.
for the
It's
hit, but you don't
only
do
the
it for
dice.
damage, right?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
no, it's just straight dice. It's like you roll, you're not supposed to add any modifiers because I got mixed up a little bit when we first started playing.
So it's just the dice.
It's just the dice.
So
That's probably enough.
15 to hit.
Barely hits her.
Oh, I thought you were hitting the scarecrow. Never mind.
1.
1. All right.
Yeah.
I was about to do that. Put that on my calculator. I'm like, wait, no. Bad, Nicole. Do the math yourself on that
What's
one.
the best?
Yeah. All right. And anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, I've done everything I possibly
Oh
can.
my gosh, we're in a pentagon.
Have you moved?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I moved out of the.
Okay.
All right. That ends your turn then. Aubrey, it is your turn, and need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a dirty 20.
Success.
Oh.
So you take half damage.
Having a +6 to con is real nice.
I agree.
God, I'm just not rolling really good on these. You take 11 points of poison damage, which would then be halved to
5.
5. Yeah. Rolled really nice on that first one, guys. Kind of had
Yeah,
a
that's
couple
why
of
when you thought when you said take 18 damage the first time someone took damage, I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds like half.
Yeah.
No. All right.
You haven't
So,
finished circle for
first off,
centuries.
I'm gonna move down the road towards Vincenzo and Aurora.
Alrighty. Yeah, so you guys can move diagonal now since I have gotten more used to roll 20s situations that it is.
All
Because
right.
at first I didn't like it because I felt like it was messing stuff up for some things for some reason. I don't know why, but it might have just been something I did on my part.
Then, for my action, I'm going to Eldritch Blast Vabilisaga.
Alright.
That is a pair of dirty 23s.
Alright, that's success.
That is a whopping 27 points of damage.
Alrighty.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to actually look up what this is called.
27?
Yes.
Alright.
I'm going to use Healing Light,
Mm-hmm.
use 2d6, and heal Aurora.
Alright.
That's a whopping 7.
Alrighty. Aurora, you come back to consciousness, laying not on the road that you once were, surrounded by a cloud, instead on the broken, soggy remains of wood that lie in the swamp with Vincenzo standing over you, and feeling this warmth and seeing the distance separating it from them. Doggy.
There's werewolves now.
He was raised by wolves now.
I wake up with a new lease on life and dark heritage.
became a werewolf. Isn't protected. So,
I
that's the
believe
end of your
that's
turn?
turn. So it's Baba Lasaga.
Alright, yes, it is. On her turn, you see, before she moves, as her hut begins to spring to life as you see this, like, green magical energy surge through it, as it begins to walk slowly but surely over to you guys. Using its, I could grab the roots, but again, my map sucks. But it is using its roots essentially like, it's like a spider almost, but it's moving with this jerky nature that's just very unusual of this large looming hut that comes towards you.
Can I see this?
Yes, you can.
I'd like
Or
to
in the
start crying.
That's a free action. So she sees.
She's just a kid.
Although you do
You
have
know
to
how
Just a
long it took me to
kid.
acquire
Your
that
eyes are so
skull, young
white,
lad.
too.
As Baba Lysaga looks over to you at Genduzi. It took me quite some time to find that skull, and I'm very fond of it.
Not anymore.
I have to go look at what that spell does again.
Dum, 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 tsh, dum, dum, dum.
She was planning something when she was asking if we were damaging
Right.
the house or not.
You see, as she points over to you, she's just like, "You need to learn to treat your elders better, boy." And you see, as a pinch of green mixed with dark energy begins to emanate from her finger and shoot out towards you.
Like it's not gonna.
Wait, is she within range? Do I have to move her? Yeah, she's in range. It has 60 feet, so I didn't know if it was there or not.
Yeah,
So I need you
hit
to make a
her, so she
Constitution
must be able
saving
to
throw.
hit me.
I feel like it's poison.
Ooh, 8.
That fails. Because I'm assuming you don't have a plus 10.
No, I rolled a 2.
Yeah. That's 5, 4,
And you had bliss still. And I was within 10 feet of you. Imagine that.
What's the 10 feet plus?
Plus 3. Be plus 7.
So still 16.
Mhm.
She said I needed a plus 10.
Better chance.
Mhm.
It would have been even more
Alright,
aggravating
so
with
Genduzi,
plus.
you take 58 points of necrotic damage that is halved from your resistance
29.
necrotic. But you take that much damage as you feel as this necrotic energy surges through your body, and if it wasn't for your barbarian nature, you felt it almost could have seized your heart. As this
Okay.
shock of energy comes towards you.
Right.
It's her big voice.
And you guys are like, oh, but we will stay for Strahd. Oh, this is so funny. Because I was like, she taught Strahd, so in theory, she's gonna have a lot of necrotic spells.
I thought I put that information out there. I'm glad I did.
But we also said that I wouldn't need it, so
I feel like a mean person. Should
That-
be able to...
Will
Throw
end
it.
her. That's gonna end her turn as she just stands there, contemplating your situation as she's feeling quite giddy with herself. The cloud still remains. And then after that, it would be Esmeralda's turn, I believe. No, it's the Scarecrow's turn. So Scarecrows, this one is going to 5, 10, 15. Move 15 feet, but also try to use its terrifying glare on Esmeralda. Dragon Age. I adjusted your volumes. It has
Please
good
tell me
boss music.
Dex check.
It's I am Dragon Age trash certified.
No. I'm saying,
It's
please
great.
let that be a dex check, not calling you trash.
Oh.
Because
Yeah,
she
no.
still has advantage on dex checks. Actually, I need to roll for that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's a nat
no.
20. I definitely pass.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Actually, it's a wisdom check.
Oh.
But, I mean, it's still there. Oops. It's not the highest.
You said it was wisdom.
Yeah.
You said it was wisdom.
What?
The check for the stun thing.
Quick, someone write that in their notes.
In case you ever come across more scarecrows.
Hopefully, after we
Hey,
kill
you
this
might. You might in the Luvia. You don't know.
We'll never know.
You'll never know. She barely manages to succeed because I rolled like shit. So that one, Scarecrow's turn is over. The next one is going to just attack her twice with claws. Which I doubt they're gonna be able to hit her. Your haste just saved her from getting hit.
Nice.
Rolled a 18 and now her DC rolled a 17, but her DC's in 18 now.
So the white balance on my camera is freaking out right now, and if I raise a hand, it stops. But the moment I put it back down, it just keeps strobing.
5 plus 1 is 6. She takes 6 damage. Most damage she's taken so far is from her failed curse. Because of the rebound psychic damage. And that's going to end that Scarecrow's turn. Now it is Esmeralda's turn, as she's going to line up a good shot, and she's going to cast Lightning Bolt on the ground on both the Scarecrow and Baba Lysaga.
Hey, we're not in line of lightning this time. That's fine.
So you make dex saves, both of them.
Well, I guess Margaret's hitting off.
Which Baba Lysaga succeeds with an natural 18. The Scarecrow got a natural 1.
Wow.
Bye bye, Scarecrow boy. And 8d6.
I'm next, right?
11 plus 3.
I'm gonna go pee.
15, 14, 24, 26. 26 plus 27 is 33, right?
What did you say?
26 plus 20 or plus 7 is 33, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I was confused. I thought you said 27 plus 26. I was like,
Too many loose papers.
The house is attacking me.
Like the house attacks people?
Hmm?
The house attacks people?
The house
You don't know yet.
moving
Hasn't gotten close to any of you guys yet.
and heading towards me by the looks of its trajectory.
I mean, it's kind of, you guys are all kind of in a trajectory, so it's just kind of
guess.
moving towards you, anybody. The hut isn't as smart. She's really smart. So it's 33, so I have that for her. 16. That takes away Esmeralda, one of Esmeralda's big spells. So 16. And then plus 64. That, and with that, she's also going to use her movement, which is doubled, so that makes it 60, so she can go the full 30. She will move here. And that will end Esmeralda's turn. Yalio, you are up. Aurora, you're on deck.
Let's go back to the map.
Oh yeah, by
Okay.
the way, since she doesn't have another one, that was Finger of Death
I had a
that
feeling.
she hit you with.
I didn't.
That's one of the ones I
Disintegrate.
really like.
Disintegrate's the one where you, if you go to 0 hit points, you literally disintegrates.
Nice.
And there's no way to bring you back.
I was like, is Finger of Death one that die, like you die if you get hit with it? But no, apparently not. It's just really heavy necrotic damage.
It's a lot of
Thank
damage.
God
and
for
that's
Fucking
that.
lot of damage. It's however much it is, like
Well-
dice wise, it's like 7d8, I think, and then plus 30.
Well, you're welcome, guys, for being the one that took that.
Of all
It's
the people
only-
here, I think maybe 2 of us could have taken that.
Yeah.
It's only one of her big ones. Don't worry. I've still got
Actually, I'm
plenty
sure I
of
would've
fun
been
for
able
you
to back
guys.
up low, but I would have been able to
Mm.
take it.
Oh wait, also the hut could have dashed.
Right.
I think Brett missed it.
I want to move
But
closer
he
to
just,
around.
Vincenzo just got blasted by like 50 something damage.
Genduzi. No,
Genduzi.
Yeah,
Vincenzo.
Genduzi, sorry, not
Yeah.
Vincenzo.
I was like, what? I'm dead?
I was thinking-
You're dead.
Yes, you're dead. No, I
Hello,
said,
welcome to
I
death.
said Vincenzo
It's
because
okay.
I was thinking of Brett.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Dahlia.
It's only my like 4th week. I gotta remember these names
Hey,
somehow.
it's okay.
5, 10, 15. That's 15.
I still don't know what you're all called.
Ellie.
That one. That's right, yeah. And I'm going to. I don't know why I'm doing this. I just think it's fun nowadays.
Cure wounds, Bella Saga.
I have to touch her to do
Oh, yeah.
that, so I'm not close enough.
Why healing word's fun spell to have, guys.
But you
It
don't
sucks.
get
It's
that.
such healing wise, but you know what? Yeah.
I'm going to again try Eldritch Blast because that's all I can do right now until I get close enough.
Roll for an attack.
I don't need
And it's
to
against
spend-
who? Babali Saga and the Scarecrow, or just Babali Saga?
How's the Scarecrow looking?
That Scarecrow hasn't been touched really. It got hit with Vincenzo's
3 points of
spell
damage.
earlier, so it's just 3 points earlier. So he's looking pretty hardy still.
I'm not going to get too much of that. Is this slightly stressful? Yeah, I'll just do Eldritch Blast and I'll do it just to like get some momentum started.
Alright, and who are
I'll
you doing
do
it against again?
one to Bubbly Saga and
Okay.
the other one to the Scarecrow, so that you know things are happy.
Roll for
Oh,
an
what's
attack
this
for both of
Oh,
them.
this one will be for the Scarecrow.
Babali Saga currently is my purple dice, my grape dice.
16 to hit the Scarecrow.
Yeah, I'm just using my green and purple dice right now.
16 hits Babali Saga.
No, that's the Scarecrow.
Oh, it hits
Yeah.
the Scarecrow.
Oh, nice. 8 points of damage.
Ooh.
And then for Bubbly Saga, yeah, come on, do the magic.
15 or higher. Oh,
I miss. Just don't
Alright.
worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Was it
No
what
one
was
asked
it
you to
total?
put your fingers up. 8.
okay?
It's +2. Oh, no.
So that, do you want to move anything, move her at all,
Oh, I
or
did.
stay there?
she's moved.
Move to the beginning. Let me just look real quick at my bonus action. What did I? Thanks. I honestly feel like I'm worthless at the moment because all my stuff is I need to be pretty close to people to help. Because I can't use that because I'm not fighting anything melee. No
You
point
have
in
been,
using
by the way,
melee.
Grace, you have been looking at some of the other spell books for the spells you can prepare, right?
No.
Remember, you guys can use Xanathars. I'm fine with that, and add some additional paladin spells you might want to look at later, because you
Oh,
would be
there
able to
aren't any.
prepare them.
There aren't
They
any
should
paladins.
show up in your thing, because I know I bought the spells at least for that book, but I could be wrong.
There's not
I'll go
that
check
many.
again on that.
Yeah, the Xanathar spells appear.
Okay, yeah, because I think I bought all of Xanathar's.
Yeah, there's not that many still.
Yeah, but the ones that got the real layout in Xanathar's was like clerics and druids, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You can move 15 feet.
She's
I
moved.
did.
She's done it.
Oh, what, really?
Yeah.
I
She
said at the
started, like-
beginning. I don't know if you heard.
She
me.
started like here. and
Oh,
moved
I
to-
started
oh.
there.
Oh, I
Right
thought
there.
that was where she started.
No, there's nothing else I can do.
Right.
I'll just stand there.
That ends your turn then. Aurora, it's your turn. Vincenzo, you're on deck.
Okay.
You're alive.
I'm alive. I assume I'm lying down.
Yes, you are prone. So it takes
Can
half
I
your movement to
cast
stand
spells?
up. You can cast your spell, but if you're casting it from prone, it's at disadvantage, I believe.
Okay, I'll
Um,
stand up.
Yeah.
Unless it's the one that automatically hits.
That's true. If you want to cast magic spell, you are capable of doing so.
Actually, yeah. No, I'll stay lay down. I need to rest, and I will cast a level 4 magic missile.
Remember what happened last time you laid down in a bed? In D&D, you were attacked.
Yep, and that now haunts my nightmares every night.
It's what I live to do. I live to please.
I only own 2 d10s, so this will take me a while.
Alright. I hope you guys like the boss music. I fitted it out with more stuff.
Good.
Mostly Dragon Age music. Because Dragon Age has lots of good boss music. Mainly. And the Blood and Wine expansion
30
DLC is good.
37 points of damage.
Jesus. This is
I
from
rolled
your
very
magic
well on
missile
that one.
spell?
Yep.
Do you roll
I've got no-
D10s or D4s?
Oh, I rolled d10s. I'm an idiot.
It's okay. I thought so. I was like, what is he casting if it's a D10?
I was looking.
It's okay.
I don't know what I was looking at. Where's my d4s?
Don't worry.
I've only got
it's
one
okay.
d4, so it'll take me even longer.
That's okay. I don't have work tomorrow. I took a comp day, so I'm fine. We can
Oh.
go a little bit early over.
Nicole, you need to let me know what your turnip prices are.
Oh,
'cause
my
I'll
turnip
probably-
prices this morning was 76, so I was
No,
happy that I went.
to buy because
I'll
it's
let you
Sunday
know.
tomorrow. Yeah.
But you know, every
don't know
time I've
how.
tried, it's above 100, so
I don't know if I'll wake up in time to buy them on my island.
I will let you know if I also wake up because I have been sleeping in lately as well.
Yeah.
Sleeping until 10 lately, and it's been disgusting.
I
wanna
miss
go back
being
to-
able to sleep in.
I miss being able to wake up early. I felt like my day went by like slower when
Are you
I
planning on getting up early?
woke up early.
I got
Yeah.
23.
23,
Before
still good.
midday.
Still
I
very
think
good.
the latest
Which one
I've
did you
slept
cast
in
at?
this
Fourth
week
level?
was like 9.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's a lot. It was 28, you said?
23.
23. Okay. Bubba Saga is starting to look hurt. She's not on death's door, but she's starting to look hurt.
Who's looking at? Baba Saga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's suspicious.
She's a
Yes.
spellcaster.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You guys destroyed her armor. You guys were thankfully strategic in this battle, except for one moment where you all bunched together in a circle.
Tried to move.
Same.
We've made up for that mistake at least.
Yes.
But we're not entirely together. 2 of us are like 100 feet apart.
Now you are, yes.
So the sun's
And then
I think this is the only time we've actually properly planned what we're going to do before we go in.
I'm so proud,
And
actually,
it's-
to be honest. I'm really happy. Yeah, this is what happens when you plan, guys. You don't get immediately murdered, because I had immediate murder spells at my capability.
murder.
Part of it was the cloud kill spell, because I'm like, oh, I never got to use cloud kill as a druid. I'm going to use it now. Just going to live vicariously. That's the end of your turn, Aurora.
Yeah.
Alright, Alright, Vincenzo, it's your
Sure,
turn,
it's your
and
turn.
Genduzi, you're on deck.
Hmm.
Which ear did I have off? This one. Sorry.
It's done the most damage to her.
I know, but it's so noisy to me. Stop laughing at me.
I know I did like 23 damage to her or
Yeah.
something with an
You
Eldritch
did a
Blast.
lot. He did as well.
My Eldritch Blasts are ridiculous because at minimum I deal 10 damage.
Mm-hmm.
I might dash. I don't know. I'm bored.
What other spells does she have?
Like, just running around doing nothing.
Like, oh, I'll go kill it. Oh, dead. Okay. Oh, dead.
That happens to me a lot.
See what
How much HP do you have, Aurora?
I have 7 hits.
Okay.
She's fine.
I'll just run away when
When she gets the
when
chance.
there's no one near.
Just,
I'm sure I can move faster than I have.
The only thing I can do is chill touch, but
Alright.
I don't know if I want to do that. Just because 3 HP or 3 damage is a lot. Ugh.
I mean, damage is damage.
I've only been doing
What do you want to do?
10 and under damage, so don't feel bad.
There are some fights where the close combat people shine, and there's some where the ranged people shine.
And I can now do both.
For a limited time, because remember, it was a loner.
The necklace is the
Yeah.
permanent thing.
Yeah, the necklace was permanent. She wanted the belt and the dagger back.
What?
I'll just try and
I don't
shield
know.
touch her.
She'll touch her. All right.
Ooh, don't think that hits.
What is
13.
Misses.
Okay.
You done?
Yep.
Oh my
How much is that again? I just looked it up too.
Oh,
Ah,
sorry,
yes,
that's
silly me.
rough.
All right,
Just three.
Vincenzo, that's the end of your turn? Or are you gonna move?
I got an
Funny how
overseas
all
headache
three-
today. No, I went to
Yeah, that's
Right.
why I had an issue with it. If you wondered why, it was because of like situations like that. But like, I'm ignoring it. You
Yeah,
can
but
move
it's
either
still
one.
like.
Yeah. You can go to either one.
because the hypotenuse.
That's my turn.
Alrighty. Genduzi, it is your turn.
Okay. I am gonna stay where I am and throw 3 daggers at her.
Pew, pew,
Alrighty.
What should I
We're not
say?
doing sneak attack on any of these,
No,
right?
no.
Okay.
No need to give them advantage on you.
No.
But you can do reckless if you want.
I don't think you can do reckless on
Oh, wait, no, you can't 'cause
non
it's
melees.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Any attack, I believe, can be reckless.
Oh.
We always forget the features of
No,
barbarians.
it gives advantage on melee weapon attacks.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you just move closer then?
Because I don't want to.
I was joking.
I can't.
You know, I was joking.
So yeah, dagger. First one
copyrighted.
is the It's copyrighted. First one is vicious.
Oh, vicious.
Uh,
Because I could have rolls a 20. I was like,
no,
oh.
if it was 20, I would have reacted better.
The other two are
Um,
non-magical, correct?
Hmm?
Yeah.
The
Besides
other,
the
two
vicious,
are, the other 2 are silvered.
And
the
then
if that
non-magical.
helps. Yeah.
Okay.
I assume the belt doesn't make them magical at all.
No.
No.
Uh,
It's not like a bow and arrow. Sorry.
It's 20 to hit
20
on
hits.
the first one.
I thought the vicious dagger, if you get 20 regardless, is still
Wait.
plus
Yeah.
7.
Oh, is it?
I think that's what
Oh.
you
Ask
said.
me this question,
It's
Chris.
if you roll a 20.
It's a natural 20, isn't it?
It'd have to be. You'd have to roll a 20.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just any 20. I thought that's why you
Rolling
asked.
it.
Oh.
No, I asked if it was a 20 or if it was a crit. Because on a crit, I can.
Assassinate.
On
When you
assassinate,
assassinate, you get an
on
auto
assassinate,
crit
I
if you
get a
hit.
crit.
Yes.
So I was asking if I could add the 7 onto that, even though I didn't roll a 20.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Hmm.
crit.
Oh no! It fell underneath the armor of no return.
May that dice rest in peace.
No!
I'm just gonna roll the damage and
Yeah, tell
tell
me
you
in
what
a
it is at
second.
the end.
Thank you.
What was that?
12, that misses, right?
And then 12 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
17.
Yeah, that hit. It's at least 15.
I'm just
At
gonna.
least 15.
So, 6 plus 7, so 13 damage.
Oh,
Ow.
ghost story?
Yeah.
We didn't have to reach very far, thankfully.
So, my first dagger hit, my
Mhm.
second dagger missed, my third dagger
What was
hit.
the damage of the first dagger? Since the
The-
magical thing part, remember?
The first one was 6.
Okay.
And the other one that hit was a 7.
7.
How is that? Remember, your third dagger doesn't get the damage
Oh.
modifier.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
My
fine.
third dagger was just a 3.
So 6 the first time?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Wow, daggers suck. Oh, the sun's-
That's why no one uses them.
Unless you got a shit ton of sneak attack.
And
Also, if you
only
find
thing-
cool ass
Yeah.
blinged out daggers.
yeah.
Hey, look.
The only reason to use a dagger is if it's a cool dagger, or if you need to throw something.
Yep. Hey, look. You were
I'm-
offered the opportunity. She didn't say it would be as good as your melee weapons.
And to be fair, the daggers that I gave you were just
Yeah.
normal. So
I'm gonna move to here
Alright.
just because, keep
Why
them away
not?
from the hurt people.
Alrighty. That ends your turn then, or Aubrey, it is your turn.
Alright. I believe with all of my movement, I could make my way over to Aurora.
Yeah, you can.
And then I'm gonna slap a second level Cure Wounds on her.
Alright.
Let's see, what's my modifier? It's plus 4, 4 plus 6 plus 8 is 18. 18 points of healing.
Yay! Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dylan always sounds so appreciative.
And then as my bonus action, I don't have enough sorcery points. Do I have anything I could really do as a bonus action? I might just miss. No, I can't miss this step. I'm going to convert a second level spell slot into 2 sorcery points, and then I'm done with my turn.
Alright. I'm in the peas. I need to be in the other section. She's going to move here for part of her.
It always shows Harry is online here, and then as soon as I put my mouse on him, then it says he's offline.
I can't see that far. So you see, similar
Aurora, you
to
need to add your hit points.
as soon as her turn begins, you see a similar glowing, crackling, lightning energy growing in her arms, but this time it's like a sickly green color. As she looks over and says, "That's a good pointer, dear. I think I'm going to use it against your precious friends," and sends a lightning bolt line straight down across you, Aubrey, and Aurora.
Dang it.
I feel like, no,
Dang
look
it.
at me.
So I need you and
Yeah.
Aurora to make dexterity saving throws. You don't need to make a disadvantage. You roll straight, Aurora, because even if you're prone, it's not disadvantage on saves for dex.
Okay.
Just checked it to make sure I wasn't going to accidentally impose disadvantage on you.
Esmeralda isn't going to be happy. with
That
you.
is my third nat 20 of this session. I think something's going.
So that was 10. And then after she does that, 20, 30. She can't get very far away. Misty Stepp's not a bonus action. You just checked that, didn't you?
Misty Step is a bonus action.
It is. Ooh. Yeah, she's gonna cast that. And instead, she's going to Misty Step as her bonus action.
It's only 30 feet, remember?
Counter spell.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, well, I'll put it right next to that. That one, Misty Step is second level. Our other one, which is Lightning Bolt, is third level. Okay. So, what did you guys get for dex saves?
That's a 23 with a nat 20.
Succeeds.
I
Hello?
got an 8.
Oh, alright.
Yikes.
So, you do not take half damage.
She did.
Oh, it's not D8s, it's D6s.
Heavily unconscious.
1, 2, 3 for the first 3. 6. 9. Rolling. I just rolled 1, 2, 3 twice in a row. 6 is 12. Take both of you take 21 points of damage. Aubrey, you take half that.
I'm still
You
alive.
survive with like
You
what?
take 10
4
points.
health?
4 hit points.
So I only didn't roll 1, 2, 3 twice. That
My
will
healing was
end-
good.
That will end. Well, what does Misty Step do? It's just immediate teleportation, right? I can.
It's
I feel like I
immediate
can-
teleportation to 30 feet away.
I feel like I can still use some of her movement. I only used 10 already.
If she still has movement, then she can still move.
She can only go 2 more spaces.
Gotta go
1,
fast.
2. I hide behind her
Nice.
house and try to get some cover from y'all over there that have been hitting her spells and daggers.
Daggers.
So she's got half cover now.
Okay. I can ignore up to 3/4 cover, so I'm good.
Sharpshooter.
No, it's the stupid wand you gave me.
Really?
Yes, I can ignore half and 3/4 cover.
Unforeseen circumstances of giving someone a thing. I'll stay by it. It's okay. Unforeseen circumstances.
You see, I only have 2 spells without effect.
Yeah.
And
Right.
actually, I think it's only 1, because it's... I don't know if I have Firebolt still. Because it'd be Firebolt and Eldritch Blast, because everything
Right.
else is a save.
That's good. Alright.
Yeah.
That will end Bubbly Saga's turn. Now it is the last remaining Scarecrow Man.
Can the Scarecrow Man do it?
Scarecrow Man's gonna make 2 attacks against Esmeralda. Well, one of them I talked the other one. One fails, one succeeds because I rolled natural 19. So she takes. Oh, and I need to make a Constitution saving throw, Aubrey. I just remembered.
Oh yes, thank you.
DC.
I also just remembered I need to move my die so that it's on the next mark. I
Yeah,
still
so
have
you just need
8
to
rounds
make-
of concentration if I don't fail.
So you need to make it to 10 because you made 10 last time. So
I'm-
was it?
So it's technically a constitution check, right?
It is a constitution check, is concentration.
Okay. I passed with an 11.
Alright, then you succeed, thankfully. And Esmeralda takes 7 damage.
Remember, her AC is ridiculous.
Yup, but they rolled a natural 19, so they succeeded.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna succeed if they have any bonus, even
Yeah.
without a bonus.
That ends the Scarecrow's turn. Esmeralda's turn is now up. What she wants to do. First, she's gonna unleash 3 attacks against this dude.
Remember, she has a second attack action.
Yup. So one's a natural 20. And one is a failure for sure. And one other one succeeds. Okay. So we get 1d8 plus 6 is doubled, so it's 10. Plus 3 is 13. Plus 21 damage against the Scarecrow. So that was the multi-attack. She's going to back away from it, taking an attack of opportunity, which it fails. So that way she can use her hasted action to cast Firebolt against it, which succeeds. Firebolt's a d6 or a d4 or a d8?
Firebolt is a d10.
D10.
So
And
God
then
of
if
War
she's
you
above,
mentioned.
if she's level 5 or higher, it is 2d10. If she's level 11 or higher, it is 3d10.
We're gonna just go with 2 because I don't know where her level is in Wizard.
That's fair. Well, it's your total level.
I don't know what her level is.
That's fair.
They don't tell me these things on stat blocks. She... Oh, he's tall long boy now, unfortunately. An accident. Gross. Burns away to ashes. And with her movement, she's going to try to move 5, 10, 15.
Remember, she has double movement.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She can move the full 30 then. She used 10 of it already to move 1 square. So she can move. Wait, no. I gotta re-remember. Okay,
If
she moved
she's
30
moved
feet. Yeah.
4 squares,
Yeah. She moved 1 up to get distance and not be in melee range. So difficult terrain. So she's got 60 feet, so that would make it 10
she
feet.
still has 2 more
Yes.
squares, I believe.
Yeah, so she can move. So that was 10, then she can go 20, 30, 40. I lost track of where she was, so she's gonna be there.
Okay.
She's getting closer than other people.
I mean, she's leagues ahead of me.
Yeah, she walked close. And that is gonna end Esmeralda's turn. Yali, it's your turn. Then Aurora, you're on deck after that.
Please.
Oh, I
Okay.
forgot to move the house too on her turn. 5. 2.
That's really awkward because I thought she wanted it for cover.
Well,
Vroom,
the
vroom.
house.
Well, I'm gonna move Yalia here because Esmeralda was in my line of fire, and that should. Yeah, we're gonna try and do Eldritch Blast
Alright.
and hope they hit. So the first one. Okay, that's good. 19 to hit.
Hits.
2 points of damage.
8.
2.
2. Oh, okay. I don't know where I got the 8 from.
Yeah, the second one doesn't hit because that's 9 to hit.
Yep.
I'm not in a very good mood with my rolls today. There's nothing really else I can do.
Firebolt.
I believe Firebolt's 120.
I think so, yeah. F is after E.
Firebolt is 120.
Alright. Oh, Fireball is 150.
Yeah.
Remember that time I rolled 2 natural 20s in a row and another natural 20?
No.
Yeah,
When was that?
because it was like 2 years ago. I feel like it's balancing out the books, and she's like, no, you're gonna have to wait months for a natural 20.
You have the Will Wheaton curse.
Alright.
No, it's okay, it's
Aurora,
once.
what are you doing? It's I forgot to say it was your
Uh,
turn because I thought Yalia was doing more. I forgot that she didn't hit.
Hmm.
I mean, I could try again if you really.
I'd like to cast.
Mm-hmm.
I assume I'm still lying down, aren't I?
Yes, you
Uh,
are. It'll use half of your movement to stand back up.
Yeah, I'll stand up
Alright.
and I'll cast a level 3 fireball
Alright.
between the house and the witch.
So
Make
right
sure
here.
not. Make sure you don't hit Esmeralda.
So like here.
Ooh.
You could do it like the other side.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll
3
do it.
arrows just appeared on screen simultaneously.
I'll
Throw
do
the
it
fireball
just.
right on top of Baba the Saga. And
Yeah,
it'll hit the house end.
yeah. Just above the witch.
Alright. Dex saving for that. That is a total 18.
Passes. Does the house need to make a dex throw?
Probably. It is technically a creature.
Hmm.
It has modifiers. It has its own stat block. I caught those good. I rolled a natural 1 for the other one.
Hey. Level fireball.
House and
86.
is it a vase floating?
Hmm?
Am I wrong?
What did you say?
The Wicked Witch of the West. Wasn't her house floating? Or was it a vase? I can't remember.
I mean, yeah, in the tornado, it's like flying through the
Oh.
air. No, Baba Lee Saga is based off of what's her name?
Baba
I got-
Yaga.
Baba Yaga, yeah. With her house that runs on chicken feet in Eastern European folklore.
Oh, Slavic.
It's a total of 37 points of damage.
Ooh.
I rolled 4 6s, which was nice.
That is very nice.
Alrighty. And then 34. You hit Balisaga. She dodges out of the way, brushing off some of the fire. It still seems to affect her, however, she is still standing. And the house, the behemoth that it is, it takes it. There is a spot where it is actually impacted, and you see parts of the wood falling off of it. However, it continues to slowly pick up its limbs and slam them on the ground as it tries to make its way towards you.
Does it catch on fire?
I want to say it doesn't have that features. When
Fireball ignites flammable objects that aren't being worn or carried.
So it is it's less so of like your normal wooden house that can just catch fire. It's less like the scarecrows where it was like they're made out of straw, and so as a result they're vulnerable to fire. This seems to be a slightly hardier wood that is protected by something. You assume the green energy that flowed over it protects it from something.
Okay. I wouldn't like to do anything else with my turn.
Alrighty.
Stand.
And now it is Vincenzo's turn. Gunduzi, you're on deck.
Alrighty. I want to try something, but it's up to you if you allow it.
Alright, what are you gonna do?
I want to hold my action of polymorph, and I want to yell at Gunduzi to get as close to her as possible. Oh crap, that's not gonna work.
What are you trying to do?
Because once you dash away, you're gonna be out of range of my spell, so I have to do it now.
Can you not get closer?
Yeah.
Basically, he's trying to get me to bonus action dash towards her, and then he polymorphs me, and then I can use my movement on my turn to get close enough to attack her.
Yeah.
If that's allowed.
I mean, technically you're able to do that as long as the trigger occurs.
That's as far as you can go away from me.
Yeah, but you could just tell me to move closer and then just do it when you feel is the right time, like when I'm close enough.
Yeah.
But far enough away.
Yeah.
But she's close to death anyway. I don't know if it's gonna be worth it. I think she's weak.
What the
When
house
did
is
I
gonna
ever
do?
say she was close to death?
Okay, she's looking.
So
Just
she
do
looked hurt.
We don't know what the house is doing.
True.
House is walking currently.
Oh, HP wise.
No, because I wouldn't get close enough to it.
It's reach.
True.
Well, you can run, and then once you're
I can get to
there, yeah.
Wow, how cute. Look at
there. Right? Arrows.
That's some tips.
I was gonna say that, but I was like,
I'm disappointed.
You can do it if you want to. I was saying.
Oh, I didn't know if you were looking something up. Sorry.
No, like when you're holding your turn, you can state what you're trying to do it for. You're holding your action. You'd have to take you're holding your action, and therefore you are waiting for a specific trigger. If that trigger does not occur, you lose the spell that you were holding.
Okay.
If it does not occur by the time that we get to your turn. However, if it does occur, you are allowed to do it. You can hold the spell until somebody gets closer. Okay. There you go. That ends your turn then, Genduzi.
I'm going to dash to there using my bonus action.
Alright.
That's
You
calling.
have 40 feet of movement, but you don't need a dash to do that. Because that's exactly 20.
It's rain though.
I want to use my movement to get to her.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use my bonus action while I'm still me to get to her using my rogue ability, and then once he's polymorphed me, I can use my movement to get close enough to attack.
So you use your movement already to go somewhere, and then you use your bonus action to dash.
Dash to the spot where I polymorph him.
Do me a favor really quick and hit Control Z so I can go back and remember where you came from, so I can do this math.
Here.
I think she can do control.
I can't.
It usually works for icons whenever I do it.
Was it there? Was that it?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're gonna move.
I wanted to dash to there.
Okay.
And then he's gonna polymorph.
That's your bonus action dash, and then you're going to.
And then once he's polymorphed me, I'm gonna move to there.
Okay, what is he polymorphing you into?
Giant ape.
Okay. No, that's as far as you get. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm there as a giant ape.
Okay, move your character there then, and I will load it.
Has
I
it
thought
not
you
worked?
made it. I thought you meant right here. Okay, so you were over here, right?
Yes.
Use your bonus action dash to get wherever it was. There.
Yeah, I was here. Yeah.
And you get there.
And then using my 20 feet of movement, because half movement normally is 40 feet, I moved closer to Volasaga so I can attack.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll.
Okay.
That was very long.
I know.
He's
That was
now
very
an ape,
long and
though,
very
right?
complicated.
Yes, I'm now a giant ape. And that is a...
The giant
27.
ape's bonus is a +9.
Yeah, 27 to hit with my fist.
Hits.
That is 3d10. Which one's the d10?
Diamond. Rounded diamond.
My eyes don't work. Let's just take this one.
Can you see and just take away the zeros? And I would set all the way the 8.
No, it's a 1, isn't it?
Yes. I said take away the zeros, Chris.
Now remember also that
20.
any of damage you take in this form is not halved.
Yeah. 20 damage on the first hit. And the second hit is a 24 to hit.
Hits.
And that is 26 damage.
Right. Alright. That ends your turn.
Yes.
It's now your turn, Aubrey. She still has partial cover now because now there's a giant ape in front of you as well as the distance, and it is nighttime.
But then again, I ignore.
Yes,
cover.
but also like it is nighttime as well, so just keep these things in mind.
True. Well, I have 3 sorcery points,
Yes.
and there's 2 targets.
Mhm.
So I'm going to use Hasten
Oh,
Spell
wait,
to
also you
Eldritch
need to-
Blast.
Genduzi, you would have taken an attack of opportunity, by the way, from the hut.
Told you.
It's
But you were like, no, it won't because it won't be able to reach me. And I was like, it's. You don't know how long it's reaching.
150 something hit points. I think he can survive 1 hit from the
Yeah,
house.
but he was like, no, it's fine. I'm not even gonna get hit. It won't be able to
Technically,
hit
it
me."
would have hit him before he
I was
became
going
a
to say,
giant
was
ape.
it? Yeah.
Oh.
So this goes off Genduzi, not the giant ape.
Yes.
But it was.
I mean, you
raged
have a
as
higher
Genduzi.
AC.
True.
22 to hit.
That hits.
That definitely surpasses your AC.
What? Does the house
Well,
have a
his-
10-foot range?
Hmm?
Does the house have a 10-foot
The-
reach?
I feel like it might have
He
15.
moved like this, and it does have a reach.
Okay. No, I was just wondering.
It's a very large thing with a very large roots that can reach out and hit. That was also the
This
wrong
is
dice.
fine.
I grabbed 3 of these. I did.
Oh, I guess Guiding Bolt also. No, Guiding Bolt doesn't care about.
Not very spread out.
So that would be 23 points of damage to you.
So.
Halved because he's
Yeah,
raged.
because I was raging.
Yes.
So,
So it'd be 11.
Cool.
Alright. Now that it's actually my
Yes.
turn, I'm going to Quickened and Twinned Spell. I'm going to Quickened Spell my Eldritch Blast so that it's a bonus action instead of an action.
Alright.
And then I'm going to Twin Spell a Guiding Bolt.
Alright.
So I'm going to roll for the Eldritch Blast.
And which ones are you targeting? Or which?
Babla Saga is getting both the Eldritch Blasts and one of the Guiding Bolts. And then one Guiding Bolt is going to the house.
Okay.
So for the Eldritch Blast, that is a 27 and a 25.
Alright. Those both hit.
Alright, that is a whopping 9 plus 9 plus 8, 26 points of damage.
Alrighty.
And then going to go green is the house, purple is Babila Saga. So
What
the
kind of
house.
spell?
Do you want me to continue or wait?
You can go. I was just trying to find the spell.
Okay. So Babila Saga gets a 22, the house gets a dirty 20.
Okay.
Alright. And then means I need 86. I just rolled max damage for that one. Okay. 4 times 6 is 24, right? Yes. So 24 damage to the house.
Alright.
That's a bit more reasonable. 19 points of damage to Babala Saga.
Alright. It was 24 to the house, you said? Sorry. I was trying to find my piece
Yes.
of paper, but I don't
It's
know
all
where it
good.
went. Alright. Great. Then, how
I'm
do you
not
want to
gonna
do this for
move.
Battle Saga?
Oh, in the heat of the battle, after throwing my Eldritch Blasts, I'm going to look quickly at the house and then back at Babala Saga and then decide I need to hit them both now or something bad's going to happen. So, 1 second as I pull up the description.
Jesus, that was a big. It's okay.
After releasing my 2 slightly angelic but still Eldritch Blasts, I'm going to raise both my hands. I can't do that because I pushed a dot, but I'm going to raise both my hands and say, oh, let's hope this does a bit more than I hope. And I'm going to release 2 flashes of light, one that streaks towards the house and then one that streaks towards Babala Saga.
All right. And you see as her skin begins to burn away, as she releases a deathly howl. As she dies, the house remains, however.
Okay.
And that ends your turn.
Yep.
All right. Now it is the house's turn. Gonna go right here and begin to unleash its attacks against you. It makes 3 attacks against you. So 22 for 2 hits,
Yep.
and a 19 for another hit.
Yep.
All right.
Stop when we're too far.
I thought I got more d10s, but I didn't.
Oh, hi Dylan.
Remember, the next hit against the building has advantage.
That's true. It's the advantage building.
I am now halfway through haste.
8 plus 5 is 13. You take 68 points of bludgeoning damage from each 3 of the attacks. It starts to like wail at you with its enormous roots.
68.
68.
So close.
And that will end its turn. I'm going to take people out of this combat. After that turn, which I should be keeping Hot in there because it acted on the turn she was on. Then it is Esmeralda's turn, who is going to, seeing how hard you're getting hit, she's going to just walk around this way. 15, 20, 30. She is going to I don't have much, so she's going to just cast actually.
Remember, she has 30
Yeah.
feet of movement even with the hindrance.
Yeah, I just was, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was going to move her away, and then I just realized that she would rather just be there to attack. All of those hit. She's just going to use an additional attack. And then all of her attacks hit.
I think Cloud Kill's gone too.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gone. I'll grab that in a second. That's 19 damage plus. Five plus 3 plus 4 plus 36 damage to it. I don't think it's. Yeah. 205. All right.
Bye, Dylan.
And that will end Esmeralda's
Hi.
turn.
Well,
Now it is Yalia's turn. Aurora, you're on deck after Yalia.
Okay. I'm going to move. I don't know. I feel like moving this way would be better than moving like this way. I'm gonna go here.
Okay.
Do you remember where I said here? Was it here or was it a bit
I think
more?
it was next. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought it was that one. I was just about to draw a line.
And I know that this isn't like too far, but I'm going to cast Detect Magic. I should
And
have
it's how many feet again? 60?
30.
30? You do not
30.
detect anything from that distance.
it lasts for 10
lasts for
minutes,
10
right?
minutes, yeah.
Are you concentrating on that?
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
It's a concentration spell.
Don't have any bonus actions to use. I don't think. Wait. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Sorry. Actions. I can't really use anything to help anyone. So yeah, that's the end of my turn.
All right. Aurora, it's your turn. Vincenzo, you're on deck. And after that's Ganduzi.
Dash.
I would like to cast a level 3 magic missile at the house.
All right.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Like the little clacking noise. Individual clacking.
Oh no, one more clack.
I'm
17
feeling
points
the
of damage.
17? All right. I'm feeling the Benadryl now. I had to take 2 earlier. The one
I
wasn't
feel
cutting
so
it.
bad for you.
That's that time of year.
I know that feel.
Constant
You
time of
missed
year.
my story about going to the doctors yesterday and just dying because of allergies.
It's not fun.
No, it isn't.
All right. Oh no, my pen. You were doing so well earlier. Okay. Vincenzo, it's your turn. Genduzi, you're on deck.
Turn. I'm just going to cast Cure Wounds level 3 on myself.
Okay.
It's 14 points. Oh, plus 3, 15.
I
Oh
really
no,
wish that
17.
they made Babalu
Jeez.
Saga a legendary creature instead of a regular creature.
I'm surprised she wasn't.
And move up there.
Oh. Then ends your turn. Now it is. I just forgot my thing was in the other book. I put it away.
it is I,
Genduzi, it's your
John
turn.
Tape.
Nah, I'm up.
Tape Boozy.
Mm.
I'm gonna attack.
You're big too now, by the way. Not that big, but like.
That is 18. Yeah, 18 to hit. 21 damage
Alright.
for the first attack, and natural 20.
Mm.
It was going so well.
Mhm.
32 damage for the second attack.
Coming so
Alright.
well. Oh, Sam.
One of
Do you
them
know
was a
if
one.
there's any rules, Ellie, about what happens if something that was already like raging or having something happening in their original body transfers over to a giant ape and then
I
comes
assumed
back?
that my rage just ended.
I know that if
Yeah,
they
I
use
assumed
beast
that-
shape, it stays.
Boy, that's beast shape. Beast shape, you still
I
keep your
don't think
mental
it works with
stats.
polymorph.
No,
Yeah,
Because
I've
it's a
just-
mental state, not
I was
a
mainly just
status
wondering if
effect.
after the polymorph.
I believe after the polymorph, if they would still be raging, like if it hasn't already been 10 turns, then yes, they would still be raging.
You'll let me know if it's 10 turns because you've been doing.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
4 more turns.
Okay.
I knew this was going to be a long battle, so I'm like, I may as well keep track.
Yeah, there you go. So what was your damages?
Is
It was
32 total?
32 total, yeah.
32 total?
Yeah.
Even with a natural 20?
Yeah.
Wait, is this with the first attack?
Hmm?
Is this with the first
That
one?
was the second attack.
Alright. That ends your turn?
It does.
Alright. Now
It is
it's
now
Aubrey's
mine.
turn.
I am currently tapped on sorcery points, and I'm running a little low on spell slots. Aurora's still a little hurt, so I'm going to use my bonus action to use my last 2 dice and
Just a
heal her
little
up a little
hurt.
bit.
Just a little.
She's just like a 10th for health.
Slightly.
It's fine. The arm will just reattach.
Tis but a scratch.
Just-
That's 10 points of healing, and then I'm going to use my healing hands to give you an.
Hey,
So that's
almost as
18
good as new.
points. Close enough. And then I'm going to stay where I am because I'm a relatively safe distance from this house.
Alright. And now it is the Creeping Hut's turn again. It's going to attack Genduzi twice and Esmeralda once. So I've got a 20, I've got a 28. And then the other one I did not hit for Esmeralda.
Lucky.
Look,
She doesn't
this
have
house got a really big modifier on its hits. I can't vouch for why it is, but it does. Because I'm gonna just be honest. It's got a plus 12 modifier to hit.
Right.
So it hits me every time.
Wow.
Even with a natural one, it would hit.
That
But
is
it's still a
a yikes.
natural one. It's still a
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's not the right dice. That's d8s. Genzuzi, you take 41 points of damage. Esmeralda, it misses. That will end its turn. It is Esmeralda's turn now. It will unleash its multi-attack and then her hasted attack. God, just rolled real good on one and now I rolled real shit on the others, huh?
That's how it goes.
Rolled a 6, a 3, and an 8, so let's see if one of them hits. The 8 would just barely hit. And then that was her 3. And then I missed again, so only one of her attacks hits this time. She takes 11 damage. That ends Esmeralda's turn. Yalia, is your turn.
Oh, I'm going to dash until I can, like, well, I'm going to dash anyway.
In a straight line.
Yeah, sure. 30 feet, I'm going to let you get a diagonal on it, isn't yeah.
To that.
Yeah, sure. There. There.
I feel like if I've accomplished one thing in this battle, I've accomplished to teach you guys stop grouping up into circles.
Yeah.
And then
Though there
My
are
vision is
advantages.
leader. There are.
There's so many advantages, but there's also so many disadvantages that it doesn't make sense.
can I use
Can't wait till I can use dragons.
I mean, technically you can use dragons.
I
There's
can.
some young dragons you can.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, in the Curse of Strahd area.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait till I have more of a variety of creatures I'm going to use, even though I've technically done some already.
Yeah, because once we get out of Barovia, you can do whatever you want.
Yep. So many things, guys. I'm so excited.
Just like start using shambling mounds as just foot soldiers.
Oh no, man. I went and I started looking at some of the creatures from the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, and those are fun.
Oh
It's got-
yeah.
It's got shit that looks like came straight out of Desert Thunder.
Ooh. Do they have more bounders?
Yeah, I think they had more bouncers in there the last time I checked. They also have some other creatures in there that are pretty cool. And then there's some others I just found when I was building a combat encounter for a different quest line. To make sure that it wasn't too bad.
That's fair. I've only
But if
really
this
looked at
fight
the
tells me
spells.
anything, I can just do I can ignore what the challenge ratings say.
Oh no.
do it?
You can ignore them within reason. Don't just throw it to Rask out of
technically, like, challenge ratings are shit anyway.
Challenge ratings are very dumb.
They're really shitty because, for example, a werewolf has a very low challenge rating, but they're immune to damage if it's not silvered. So you could throw it at people, but if they don't have any silvered weapons, they can't damage it.
Yep. I mean, they could do magic damage. So
But that limits a whole bunch of people still.
that's like half of the party not dealing damage.
Mm-hmm. What you doing, Grace?
Do I detect any magic?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you detect magic in there for sure. There's a lot of different magical pulses within there. It's there's a lot of different ones, but there is one that is familiar detection that is within the base of the roots of the house in the center where it's like walking currently. That is, you can assume probably the gem.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's the end
You're
of
not
it.
going to try and get that information to the rest of us.
Oh, actually, first question.
Yes.
Can I tell its reach from where I am?
It's reach as in the
Like
like
the root.
creature's
The
reach.
attack.
Yeah.
10 feet was it?
Okay. Cool, 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 cool.
It's just like it's like a big creature, so it's a 10-foot radius
Yeah.
reach.
Hey guys,
Oh
the gem's
wait.
probably in the house.
Actually, I forgot that its reach is actually much further than that. It big. It got a big reach.
Fear.
Like big enough for me? Like
Big
just
enough
where
for
I am?
you.
Well, I didn't know
What?
that.
I forgot. Well, because I thought it said 10, and then I realized it says 60.
Oh my.
Its root attack is 60 feet. It's like the range of
Oh, dash then.
I mean, you were within range of it before.
Yeah,
then.
exactly. Because I would have.
But it also is not the most intelligent creature. Currently, it's going to attack the things that are right within range.
Okay, cool. Well, I know what I'm gonna do next then. No, I'm gonna use the withers act.
That ends your turn then. Aurora,
Oh.
it's your turn.
Wait.
Unless you want to do something else, Grace.
Bonus action, switch out my. Oh wait, I didn't take
You
any
weren't.
weapons anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll take out my withers act.
You're oh, okay.
That's it.
Alrighty. Then now Aurora is your turn. Vincenzo, you're on deck.
I'd like to cast a second level magic missile,
You're
please.
gonna run out of those magic missiles soon, Aurora.
I've hardly cast any spells because I've been
Yeah.
dead all the
You
time.
did die a lot.
Actually dead all the time.
So
You can't
I've got
expect
plenty.
me not to take up on the opportunity of a. It could have been that, or it was fireball, and I went for the concentration one.
I've got plenty more magic missiles to go.
I'd have to make another.
10 damage total.
10 total. Okay. Nice round number. I only gotta pull out my calculator. Alright. That ends your turn. Vincenzo, it is your turn. Gendu's on deck.
I'm just going to shield touch it.
Alright.
20.
Natural 20?
Yeah.
Nice. Alright. Roll for damage.
You said it in such a weird way. I
Yeah.
can't tell.
Sorry.
Intelligence state.
That's a good fit for you.
I'm wise.
You are not liking me. 16 points of damage.
Alright.
That's still a lot of damage for a cantrip.
Well, it was a natural 20.
It's still a lot of damage
Still
for a
pretty
cantrip.
Yeah. Considering you
'Cause
don't
I mean-
use any spell slots for it, they're supposed to be weak spells. Except for Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast is just broken.
It is.
I mean, Eldritch Blast would be fine if you didn't have that evocation that gave it a bonus of your con or your that
Yeah.
that applies
But
every
that's
single time it
because
hits.
warlocks don't get a lot of spell slots, so it has to make it up
True.
somehow. Alright, that ends your turn. And Doozy is your turn.
Okay. Would I have understood what Yelia said about the gem?
She explained it. I didn't hear that part, sorry.
Yeah, she said she.
Make an intelligence check, because
You
you
said
are a
something about
giant
it.
ape.
Yeah, I said, hey, the gem's in the house. Be careful. Need to
7.
Mhm.
7? No.
Okay.
You heard gem. That's pretty much it. And then you were like,
Gem?
big thing, must hit.
Okay. I mean, it's the same intelligence as Genduzi, so I wasn't sure.
tonic.
Yes, but
We'll see.
giant.
And Zuzi would still be like, big thing must hit.
Big thing must hit.
Okay, so I'm gonna just do the attacks. That's a 26 to hit.
Plus, I just think it's fun. That hits. I think it's just fun when you turn into something that's like a creature that's dumb.
29 damage.
Mm.
That's not the numbers I was trying to put in. I put minus.
And
Came out to 1,000 in there. I don't think that's right.
second
Thousands.
attack.
Yep.
Second attack is a 20 to hit.
20 to hit. Okay.
Careful.
And that's 20 damage.
All right. All right. That ends your turn then. Aubrey, it is
does.
your turn.
Alright. I don't have any sorcery points. I guess I can just Eldritch Blast.
Alrighty.
Hey, look, it's my first low roll of the day. That's a 10 and a 20.
10 misses, 22 hits.
Alright. That is 14 points of damage.
Alrighty.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to burn a second level spell and turn them into sorcery points.
Alright. That ends your turn. It is now Bright Creeping Hut's turn. It is going to use its 3 attacks. 2 again against Genduzi because it's the one that keeps hitting it hard, and 1 against Esmeralda. So 14 and a 31 to hit for the first 2 against you.
31 misses.
Rolled
The
a 19.
That's
And the one hits Esmeralda just within her armor class, unfortunately.
Does one I can finish myself?
Oh wait, the 14 misses, you said?
No, they both hit.
Oh.
I was joking about the 31 missing.
The 31 hits. I'm processing things slowly.
I'll be able to hit without getting hit, hopefully.
14. Take 63 points of damage from both hits.
Does that carry over to Genduzi? So
Then whatever it
15.
ends at, whatever carries over is hits Genduzi.
Yeah. So it's 15 to Genduzi.
Is it half? Or...
No, my rage ended, didn't it?
Nope, you still
Only
have
with
3
a-
rounds of rage.
Oh, okay. So 7 to Genduzi.
And Esmeralda takes 28 points of damage. I keep hitting the wrong buttons on my calculator when I'm trying to subtract. Alright, that ends the Creeping Hut's turn. Now it is Esmeralda's turn, who is again going to try and unleash all 3 of her attacks on the hut. 1 misses, 2 hit. First one misses, second one's hit, so it's 2 successes. 1. Get out here with your 1. And then her hasted action. That hits.
Using the
I just can't not roll a 1, I guess. Alright. So she deals 17 damage against it. And it's starting to look really hurt. You see as you've basically been wailing against its side, and Esmeralda's been swiping at its roots, and it's starting to see as like parts of whatever magic's been binding it is starting to fall apart. And that will end Esmeralda's turn. Yali, it is your turn.
Cool. So, first things first, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
See up to 21, because I've seen all of this nonsense that's happened.
That's
And
very
I'm
good. Up
feeling
again.
into that. So, armor class is now a lovely 21, and I'm going to use the axe.
I can't hear you very well, Grace. I'm sorry.
I'm going to use the axe.
Okay. Now it's ASMR. Alright. Hey, look, I tried to do it on my end. I tried turning it up and I couldn't hear. Natural 20.
Yeah.
Alright. Now,
No.
I hate to tell you, this is not a plant-based creature. It is a construct.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
It's still a good weapon. I'm not gonna
It's still a magical weapon.
I don't have many D8 weapons, so it's all good. I don't know.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we learned this last week, unfortunately, that plant and constructs are two different things.
I was like,
Yeah, I was
"It
gonna
doesn't
ask.
exist."
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it's plant-based before you did it, but
Oh, so it's not a plant, so it's just one.
it's just a D8. But doubled.
Okay.
And remember, you have
14
multi-attack.
points of damage. And
13.
yeah.
15.
And
I'm assuming you moved within range to hit it.
yes.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I forgot about that.
It's
But
Can you?
okay. I was
Yeah.
wondering because I was like, still needs to get in range.
She can't.
I was like,
I'm
because
sorry.
of the reach of it. that I
It has a
rotate
large
so much.
reach. However,
Yes,
it
I
does
thought.
not translate over to you being able to reach it, unfortunately.
You know, I wish I could fly, man. I'm tired.
Sorry.
I get weak.
I'm sorry.
No, just used your crossbow.
I didn't
What
make the
kind of
player's
idiot
handbook
are
in
you?
this.
Could I change weapon then?
She didn't choose one of the.
Oh, she's the variant.
Mhm.
Well,
Okay.
because the other ones, I haven't really looked at them properly. Because they
And I
confuse
did.
me.
I did give her an option to choose it, so if you ever wanted to, Grace, you know you're
Yeah.
still able to go and choose it.
Yeah. I'll use my crossbow then, I guess.
Okay. Because we didn't have access to Xanathar's right away or to the other ones, so I
Okay.
didn't get the opportunity to do it because it took me time to pay for the books.
Look cute.
That's all fair.
Look cute and say really sweet.
Do I have to roll again?
Can she
For
keep
what?
natural
Can I
20?
keep my natural 20?
I will allow you to keep the natural 20.
Thanks so much. Okay.
Since I have not been able to allow you to be in combat that much, I will give this to you.
Same roll.
Same thing.
No,
12
it's not,
this
'cause it's
die.
plus 2. So, yeah, 12.
12
For
damage.
this hit. And, you
Alright.
know, just for banter.
How do you want to do this, Grace? 12 was enough to hit it.
Gonna shoot it dead, I guess. That's
Alright, so you take the Eldritch Blast and you aim it specifically,
Crossbow,
avoiding the
crossbow.
area. Crossbow. Oh, crossbow. Sorry.
I forgot I
like
could have
Eldritch
used
Blast.
that.
Yeah, as well. You take the crossbow and you aim at one of the areas where you've seen Esmeralda hacking at it a lot lately, and you hit one of the areas, and it seems like it took much more damage than you had noticed before, and it practically bows it, and you see as the house begins to just start toppling over on its side, which Esmeralda will make a dexterity saving throw.
I was like, which side?
Remember, she has advantage.
Oh yeah, that's good because she rolled a 9. And the other one was a 4, so unfortunately that didn't help her very much.
It was worth a
Can I,
try.
Could I like react and try and guide it?
Can't do it. I'll just say she takes some bludgeoning
She was
damage.
10 feet away from me.
She moves out of the way. She moves out of the way enough to get out of its way. However, she does get hit by the roots a couple of times as it's going down, and she takes around like 10 bludgeoning damage. I rolled really badly on my 6s.
Oh, that's a shame.
Gutted for you.
But it's still- but it's dead. Whatever
Question mark?
magic you seem to have been able to at least break whatever magic was allotted to it, to destroy the structure and end its animation and destroy any hit points that it had within its form. And we will pick up next week with you guys at the end of the battle with a house that is very wrecked, probably on the inside. and a gem to look for.
I'll just fix
On the
it
bright
5
side.
feet by 5 feet.
I did my job.
Can
I'm
Yaya
still alive.
Just, like, heal herself
I
a
didn't
bit?
get to use my power word stun. I'm sad.
Aw. I'm surprised none of the scarecrows got to paralyze us either.
Because it costs an action for them to do. And you guys killed a lot of them, and it's within 30 feet, so they didn't get far.
Can I heal myself just a bit?
Yeah, if you want to do that before
Thanks.
before we end, so you remember.
Jeez, thanks, Chris.
It didn't pop up.
It did, but
It was right behind the map.
oh, let
I
me
saw the
fix
first
it.
couple letters. He donated some bits since none of us died.
There we go.
I was about to say, are you guys writing on my map again? Please stop. I still need this map for next week.
13, 9 plus 21 is 61.
So we're not supposed to say that he ran away.
No. I have
Yeah.
requested peacefully to treat my maps with respect. It takes me
I
a very long
respect
time
your
to
maps.
make my maps. Except
As
then
someone
when
who
you
has
get to,
made maps.
yeah, when you get to lower to some of the other areas in Ravenloft, you're gonna see the exact point where I kind of gave up on trying to make all of the maps by hand, because some
Fair
of
enough.
these buildings are fucking complicated. And I'm like, I ain't doing that. And I just was like,
hmm
fuck that shit. I'm just gonna go find a map online and put the picture of the map that they usually have on the thing. And that's what we have for later levels.
At least it's a map.
Yeah.
It's a map. It's all we got it for, was just to understand. Because see, you guys have a map. I still have to do Theater of the Mind completely with my other D&D group, which is still confusing.
I remember my
Sometimes.
first D&D group on Roll20 would draw the map as we went because we could
I'm not that
never
good at
get.
drawing.
It was just rudimentary lines.
Yeah, that was what it was at first, because I just would I was like, I'm bad at drawing, so I'm not going to even attempt to draw any of these features. So I'm just going to put squares and circles and squares for like the outlined areas. And that's what it's going to be. And that's what it was.
Yeah.
The trees were circles, green circles. It worked. Its purpose was used.
I still have 2 second level spells, 3 first level spells, and my radiant whatever. Otherwise, I am tapped of everything.
Yeah.
I have all my spells.
Which is
Hey,
0.
Chris, how low did I get Ganduzi down to?
30.
You did a lot of damage to him.
That gas hardly did anything. Like, that gas did like 10. It was the witch's point that
Yeah.
got me low or lower.
I'm gonna use it on somebody.
And you killed
Mhm.
you killed the giant ape in 3 rounds.
Yeah.
No,
So-
4 rounds.
I was
Yeah,
just
4.
waiting for some people to get into melee range with the thing, and I forgot that it had a 60-foot range, and I didn't need to wait for multiple rounds to hit people with the fucking roots. That was a sadness. I could have done more damage and kept her alive longer, and then I could have used my power word stun.
I'm still distraught that I've never used shield.
I was
'Cause
trying to look up
everything-
what shield did, and then I'm like, nah, these are just hitting way too far out of her thing. I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, because it just boosts your AC by like 5, I think, until
would've
the
just
start
put
of
her
your
at
next round.
20.
Yeah.
Aurora often forgets that she has shield.
But it only helps against if they're being targeted as well.
Yep. It's either magic missile or something that has an attack.
Yeah.
So all the things that we got hit by today would not matter.
Nope.
Your stream, gonna head off. Hope you all enjoyed. We'll be back next week for more D&D. Hope you all enjoyed. We didn't die. And Chris, thank you so much for the 50 bits, dude. I really appreciate it. None of us died. We probably be playing games more during the weekend, so see what happens. So hope you guys stay tuned for that. But anyways, we'll see you guys next Saturday for more D&D on the Bearded Monkey and Academy. Bye bye.